calls, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, Celine.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Good Monday. So Monday. How you?
You know, hanging in there. Feeling all right.
Time did you go to Disney this weekend?
No, it's nasty weekend. Nasty weekend weather-wise. Not really good. We did a lot of work around the house, and
same.
I had a plant out front, right out in front of the house that has been dead for a while, and there's like a sprinkler in the pot, and so it was just this big pot full of dead plant and murky, gross, dark water, and I spilled it all over me. And Courtney wouldn't get anywhere near me this weekend. I was like a bog monster.
Stinky?
I smelled like a bog for like a whole day.
What does a bog smell like?
Like Shrek's land, you know, where he lives? It's like a deep, muddy, gross.
But in the morning we're having waffles?
Yeah, and then I had to take two showers. Man, it was something else. So I am proud to say I don't stink right now. Good. That's what's good for me on a Monday. I like that. Anybody watch the Olympics closing ceremonies?
You can just say you don't stink. We don't really know that you don't stink.
I swear to God,
we don't know for sure that you don't stink.
No, but I swear. I swear that I don't stink. It's true that you wouldn't know if I still was a bog monster or not. But I am here to tell you I am officially not a bog monster.
Immediately got into your pores, like that kind of bog?
It was
That's
so
scary.
The water was pitch black, you know, as black as this microphone was the water. Like you put your hand into it, you can't see anything.
That's not good.
And at the bottom, all like muck and it's so bad. And I'm still fighting with the thing, but here we are. You guys watch the Olympics closing ceremonies or no?
The Olympics.
Oh, I forgot about this.
It's the last one.
It's true. Enjoy it, folks.
To be the best. Who will win and who will lose? We don't know, and neither do you. It's the Olympics.
One
No, I
final
did
ride.
not.
No, you didn't?
I
didn't see
did.
it.
Not one lick.
How corny was that Tom Cruise thing?
Dude,
Tom Cruise is such a weirdo.
First of all, I wish we could play it because the admiration. I rewatched it this morning. The admiration.
You liked it so much you rewatched it?
It was in my feed. It was in my feed because NBC or the Olympics or some account was bragging about it. Like, look how awesome the Tom Cruise thing was. I'd be curious to watch a different country's coverage of the closing ceremonies and see what their commentators said about it, because the ones that were doing America's coverage on NBC, they were fawning over Tom Cruise. At one point, it's like he was walking up to the motorcycle. He's like, "Yeah, get it, Tom."
Oh, good God.
Take it, Tom.
Meanwhile, I saw somebody talking about how in France, you know, Paris, where the Olympics was going down, he's technically a cult member because Scientology is like officially on the record as a cult.
Oh, they don't have a center over there, huh?
No, I don't think so. They're like labeled as a cult, and he's there, started this thing, and he's on the top of the stadium, and he kind of looks at the camera and then just drops and falls into the stadium and comes to like a halt right on the field, like because
Mission
he's Tom
Impossible or
Cruise.
something?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
it's totally like something out of Mission Impossible because he's Tom Cruise. And I watched that, and then I went outside and fought the dead plant, and it was raining, and I still can't get the pot off the plant or the plant out of there. I still got the rotten plant in there. My feet are covered in the bog juice, and I sat down and I was like, I wonder what Tom Cruise is doing right now. It was a low point in my life. I swear to both of you.
Probably charging up his battery.
Oh, man, it was bad. But that's it. Paris closed out. The 2024 Olympics are a wrap. It's a very complicated question, actually.
Okay.
All around total medals, we, the United States of America, were on top. We were the winners on that one. If you look at it by gold medals, because what does win mean? Does that mean total medals or most gold medals? And if you say most gold medals, that's a complicated question because we still have this gymnast who
so messed up.
We're tied on the gold medals with China, but we have a gymnast who got a bronze medal, and they took it away from her. And like they're still fighting over like trying to get her to be able to keep this medal.
Didn't she technically kind of take it away from somebody first?
Yes, but it's so they're saying
decided
that
like 2 days later, was it not?
They challenged a score, and the rescore allowed her to get the bronze medal, and they were like, congratulations, you're the bronze medal winner. And then later on, they told her, no, you challenged it too late. Give us the bronze medal back.
Did you hear how late what the window of challenge was?
They say they weren't late at all. They say they have definitive proof that they weren't late, but I think they said it was like 15 seconds or something.
Oh, I heard it's a 1 minute window that you're allowed to challenge.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think they said they did it within 45 seconds. We'll get more into the story later, but it's got to be incredibly frustrating. Just imagine somebody giving you a bronze medal and then you having to give it back. The only thing that really truly warmed my heart about the Olympics this year, right at the end, the thing that brought me back from the Australian breakdancer. Was this guy? I don't even know if I can bring this up right now.
Not that heartwarming.
I will at some point. I mean, the guy was a member.
He was a little too uncomfortable with his heart being warm. He likes it nice and chilly, so he threw that story right in the trash.
No, he's a member of the men's basketball team, and he was on the plane on the flight back, and he's rocking his gold medal, and he never did anything. He didn't leave the bench or anything,
Perfect.
and he said, when you don't do any work, but the group assignment still gets an A+.
Hell
and
yes.
He's sitting there with his gold medal on this flight. Oh, man, it's great. Hold on.
for him.
Group assignment. Let me see if I can find it.
I think some of the things that or what was kind of irking me about the whole Tom Cruise thing and the commentators just fawning over him, calling him Maverick, just acting like it was the most impressive stunt. Mm-hmm. All he did was rappel from the top.
Yeah.
Was it cool? Yeah, it was cool. I mean, if I were into something like that and they were like, hey, you can do this in a packed stadium for the Olympics, I'd be like, hell yeah. But at the end of the day, all you did was rappel. You can pay people to do that. You can go to like New York or
Tom Cruise hater in the house.
I just think it was like it wasn't that impressive.
What a loser!
You repelled from a high place and you landed.
I probably would have been, had I seen it, more impressed with her doing the theme song on the guitar. Last time she played, she was a badass, so I can only assume she was a badass this time around.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that. I didn't see
She was playing the theme song.
Oh, as he was doing it?
Yeah.
When I watched him, the audio was off, and I just saw him look back at the camera, and then just like it was nothing.
Oh,
yeah.
I want you to rewatch it with the audio on so you could hear. Get it, Tom.
Ew.
Take it, Tom. It sounded.
That's
started
weird.
to sound sexual.
Might have been, actually. Okay, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. Choose your own adventure to you guys. What do we start with? We have Trump in Montana, or we have a flashback from the Today Show. We have one of the two.
Let's go flashback, because I'm sure we'll get to the other thing later.
What do you say, Celine? Flashback?
I don't know, I was thinking Trump in Montana.
All right, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, for rock, paper,
One
scissors
out of
on
one.
3.
And
Ready?
rock,
Paper, scissors, shoot.
What'd you get?
I got scissors. Just,
All right.
just play the
Let's scissor
flashback.
each other.
Well, going. We're in the time machine. All right, this is from August of 2010, and there was a woman on. I can't believe we never saw this at the time. This woman was promoting her book on the Today Show.
No, we weren't on.
Was this before?
Yeah.
This may have been before.
2013.
So this would have been an opening clip back then. So it's perfect to revisit this. They were having this woman on to interview her about her book, and you never would have guessed how the beginning of this interview went. But here we go.
Here with some tantalizing recipes to boost your sexual appetite is Amy Riley, co-author of The Love Diet. Hello, Amy.
Hey, Amy. Nice to see you.
What a haircut. Piece of business out of the way before we start. There is a co-author on your book, Juan Carlos Cruz, who is accused in a murder for hire plot with his wife.
Wait, what?
Just real quick before we start the recipes to get you horny. Your co-author, murder?
Yeah, it keeps going in this weird direction.
Co-author on your book, Juan Carlos Cruz, who is accused in a murder for hire plot with his wife.
Right.
There's a plea bargain
Right.
happening today. What's the stat? What's going on there?
I know that today there's a hearing in a couple of hours, and
not give her a
Supposedly, there's
microphone?
going to be a plea bargain. That's really all I know. Juan Carlos and I have been communicating by letter. He can't talk with me about his case. Basically, all I know is that this is a man who is very, very passionate about cooking for better health and sharing.
Oh, this is beautiful.
You thought you were going on the Today Show. It's like your magical moment.
They blindsided her.
Let's get to cooking, shall we?
They do, yeah. Then they're like, let's cook this sexy recipe. I forgot what it was.
With other people, and that's why we did the Love Diet together.
All right, well, but you're friends and you're wishing him all the
He
best.
is, yes, but I promised myself I wouldn't cry today.
Okay, we're not going to. We're going to cook because we're going to segment game.
It's part of the horny meals.
So
Little
we are
tear.
making a black truffle lovers lasagna.
All right,
Now, is
let's
this
get
your
into it.
lasagna or the murderer's lasagna?
It'd be funny if they just did that the entire time.
So, question for you: did you bang him, and that's why he wanted to kill his wife?
That's so weird. What a swerve that was. All
Do
right,
you know
I'll give
did he
Celine.
get convicted?
I don't know. I just know it got
Juan
weird
what?
there. Juan, oh man, I already got rid of it.
Fire sex book. Got it.
Meanwhile, Bozeman, Montana. Here's the Trump clip.
His name is John Tester, and I don't speak badly about somebody's physical disability,
You know?
but he's got the biggest stomach I have ever seen. I swear. That's the biggest stomach. I have never seen a stomach like that. Because he doesn't look that heavy. You're not allowed to use the word fat.
I love when you don't say the word and then you say the word. Like, you're not allowed to say fat anymore. All right, there we go. We have so much to get into today.
Is having a big stomach a physical disability?
I don't know.
Yes. Roller coasters.
I haven't seen this guy's belly. It must be pretty intense if
Not
that's
allowed
the
to
case.
say the word fat.
But I'm going to say it anyway. All right, we've got updates.
He's dressed interestingly. Not allowed to say the word gay.
We are going to get into more of the Mexican mystery, more twists on that one as we roll on with the show today. Right now, let's look at the box office real quick. Crazy weekend over there. Deadpool and Wolverine still on top with $55 million.
Oh, he beat his
55.8.
wife.
It ends with us about somebody beating their wife, $49 million. That's huge. And this isn't even like a huge budget movie. It ends with us from Sony, and that made $49 million. Twisters in the number 3 spot, and just an absolute flop. People were crapping all over Borderlands. They were really not happy with that movie, and people were saying they spent all the money on the cast with all the celebrities that they had instead of putting some real work into the movie. But that one, Borderlands, did not go over well. If you saw that and you liked it or hated it, let us know with a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we will get to what's happening, the latest on the Mexican mystery in Cancun, and tons more. We got Amy Caulfield, right? She's back from vacation.
Yes, she is.
All right. Is she joining us earlier this week, or is that?
No.
No, okay. Anyhow, we'll have Amy Caulfield coming up in about 45 minutes on the show. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Sure, you could use it to work out.
Are you ready to work together to create a healthier life?
Or you could just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Jeff Martin Auctioneers. Jeff Martin Auctioneers is back with a 2-day public auction in Kissimmee, August 20th and 21st, featuring construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Bid your way live on site or online at jeffmartinauctioneers.com. Experience the difference. License AU 4483.
We have one more chance for you to play poker with us on August 17th at the 2024 Real Radio Texas Hold'em Charity Poker Tournament, presented by Injured on the Go. Just call Mo. Our final seats are now available and a last chance auction benefiting the mustard seed of Central Florida. Plus, These auction seats also come with a casino pass for guests to enjoy that MortgageGuide.com casino. You might even rub elbows with Jim Phillips. Top poker player who survives the Solar Source final table gets a trip to Las Vegas. Special thanks to Life Imaging FLA and to Mills Air for providing complimentary Michelob Ultras for our poker players. Go to realradio.fm/poker for more information.
Win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One. September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Keep listening for your next chance to be there.
Own the moment with the Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses. Wear timeless styles with technology that lets you listen to music, capture pictures and videos, live stream, make a hands-free call or text, and even ask Meta AI questions on the go, all while you stay present in the moment.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast, Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the world.
We cloned his voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family and rigged my house to explode
before escaping into the wilderness.
Police believe he is alive.
Join me. I'm going down in the cave as I track down clues.
I'm going to call the police and have you removed.
Hunting.
One of the most dangerous fugitives in the world.
Robert Fisher.
Do you recognize my voice?
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Missing in Arizona.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman. Instead of talking about how great my law firm is, let's talk about autism awareness. In Central Florida alone, there are thousands of children on the autism spectrum, including my son Jacob. I'm not asking for a donation, but just a couple seconds of kindness when you see one of our children out in public. It will make a huge difference. If you want or need any information concerning the autism community, contact me at jeff@whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
Fence Outlet has the largest selection of fencing options in the state with over 400,000 square feet of showroom and warehouse space. Get 0% financing for 12 months for your gorgeous new fence. Book your appointment online today. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your
life. In Office Orlando.
I'm Geraldine Thompson. As state senator, I do not back down. I stand up to protect our voting rights and abortion rights from extremists. As mother and grandmother, I stand up to those who want to take away funds from public schools and put more guns in our streets and classrooms. I'll never stop standing up for you. By August 20th, vote Geraldine Thompson for Florida Senate District 15, political advertisement paid for and approved by Geraldine Thompson, Democrat for State Senate.
Radio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics, brought so many memorable moments.
Look, Captain America put the country on his back.
And you heard it on iHeartRadio. Relive all the amazing moments and stories of the 2024 Paris Olympics on 3 epic podcasts: The Podium, In the Village, and 2 Guys, 5 Rings. Open the free iHeart app, search Olympics, and start listening now. Radio.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is the
talk about this Secret Service scandal, which is wild, I tell you. And we'll get to the phenomenon of this Australian breakdancer. All of that and so much more on the way. That commercial for that podcast with AI was ridiculous.
I missed it. What happened?
God, dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. They were like, we're after the most wanted man in the world. And they're like, we've created his voice with AI. And they're like, hello. My name is Charles.
I tried to kill my wife.
I tried to kill my wife. And just the dumbest thing I have ever heard. We've run out of things. Or maybe what's happened is we've hit the wall for podcast ideas. We've hit the wall, and people just keep accepting them. It's like there's a meeting when somebody stands up, and they go, what about a podcast for left-handed people who like waffle makers and golf? And, okay, make the podcast. Let's do this. Let's get it all going right now. What about if we have we don't have the person who's wanted on the podcast? We use an AI version of them. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. Whew, that was one. If you haven't heard it, maybe you'll catch that
coming
from time
after
to time.
our jobs.
With that, I feel like we're secure and safe at the moment. Feel like we're good on that one. Okay, let's get some updates here on this case out of Cancun, and on line out to the mother in this story, the mother of one of the girls that was, the girl that was hospitalized in Cancun. And we'll see if she joins us this week. I'm going to reach out to her another time and just see if we can confirm something. But I'm really excited about one of the latest developments. If you missed this Mexico mystery that we've been following, it was a group of friends, young folks, about 20 years old. They went to Cancun. While they were in Cancun, were hanging out. They're at least having some drinks. They have not fully confessed to what was going on before this. These 2 girls said they both ordered a water, and then upon sipping the water within a minute or so, they completely blacked out. Now, there just so happens to be photos artistically taken of every one of these moments that went by in this story, including here's the moment they both passed out after drinking the water, which shows them with full waters in front of them.
Uh-huh.
And more and more, all the weird stuff just started to pile up to where I was like, this person was not drugged. They think they were drugged. They were not drugged.
Oh, I don't even know if Sabrina has seen the photos from the Facebook when she was getting out of the hospital.
No. The new photo shoot?
Every one of them is a photo shoot. Every single photo is like...
Hang on, let me find it for you.
Holding on to their boyfriend's hand, looking deeply into her eyes. They're all posed for Instagram. Oh, God. And it just reeks of absolute fake.
I'm surprised there has not been a story time yet on TikTok.
No, but I'd love to hear from somebody else who is with them, because we know more information now. We know more information, including the hotel where they stayed, the resort where they were staying. That information has come out. I've reached out to the resort where they're staying to see if they'll give a comment on anything that's been said thus far. That would be very, very interesting, too. But what do we have? In the story that's out right now, it says family reveals new details on haunting hospital stay of Oklahoma college students allegedly drugged sipping water at a Cancun resort. In it, they're now, and I'd love to see a shred of evidence. Like they say, doctors in the U.S. tell them it was synthetic fentanyl. Guarantee you that is not the case. Guarantee you that otherwise there would be, here is the toxicology report. This place is tanked. They have not filed a report for this resort. They have not filed for any kind of crimes for this to be investigated in Mexico, in Cancun. They have not done any of the things that you would do were this to have actually happened to you. You see the photos of the Celine Dion? I mean, everything is just like pose, fake. It's just so clear.
The wheelchair with the boyfriend.
Yeah. He's holding hands and
Babe,
and
I
all
got you
of them.
some sushi from downstairs.
And the mother was ramping it up even more in the latest story from the New York Post. The mom was saying, like, we didn't know if we were just moments away from the hospital selling her into sex trafficking, or if they had they went back into the whole thing where the mom thinks that they were going to take her organs and sell them on the black market. And just like, it's insane fear of Mexican stuff. That's what it seems to be to me. But here's what I'm excited about.
Slightly racist.
Yeah,
right? Am I incorrect in calling it just a little bit racist?
Well, to think that Mexican hospitals that means you're going to be sold into sex slavery or they're going to harvest your organs is a little bit insane. That's a little bit insane. These are people who are doctors, just like doctors in the United States of America, for God's sake. The whole thing is really wild, but this is what I like. This is good news, friends. The Quintana Roo, which is like the area where Cancun is, the Quintana Roo Attorney General's office said on Friday that they have officially opened an investigation into the alleged drugging of 2 American tourists at a resort near Cancun. Zara Hull and Kaylee Pritzer, both of whom are students at Oklahoma Christian University, became ill last Friday after consuming drinks at a pool bar at the resort where they were staying with their boyfriends. Pritzer told Oklahoma's News 9 she's certain that she and Hull were drugged as they both blacked out at the same time. A Facebook post, here's the resort, by Pritzer's aunt indicates they were staying at Planet Hollywood Cancun, a resort on a narrow peninsula just north of Cancun in the municipality of Isla Mujeres. And so they said that that's where they were, Planet Hollywood, Cancun. So that adds to this. Now you're going to say, like, if you want to say this was, they were using bootleg alcohol or they were trying to drug them to, in some kind of deal they had with the hospital to split money that they charge Americans, whatever. All of these things are negated by the fact that this is a major, major brand name with a lot of skin on the line if they were to be found doing any of this stuff. So investigation on, and that is good news. Quintana Roo, is that how you say it? Quintana Roo is what they're saying. On Twitch, I was banned for a joke. Sean didn't get the toxicology report, so now he's out for blood. That's because they don't want the toxicology report to be out there. They're not going to put it out there because they never got the answers that they were looking for. I almost guarantee that this is the case now with the way all this is going. But they keep getting more.
There are drugs, though, that will not be in your system for a long time. That there are drugs that incapacitate people that will be out of your system or not detected by these toxicology reports within 24, 48 hours.
Some of them extra capacitate people and they don't stay in your system a long time.
If they had fentanyl in their system, it would have been on the toxicology report. I don't know. It would have to be like some new drug that somebody would concoct that they wouldn't know what it was to not show up on the toxicology report, because this was mere hours, if that, after these 2 girls allegedly ingested this stuff. You see these stories from time to time coming out of Mexican resorts, and so often it's just Americans who don't drink that much out in the sun, drinking, having island drinks, having shots. There was one kid who said, I think he was 20 or 21, and he goes, I was drugged at a resort in Mexico. And I go, okay, what's this kid's story? Because I went deep dive on this, so at least I'll know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So this young kid says, I was drugged at a resort in Mexico. And they looked into his story, and he and his friends had 4 tequila shots in a row, right? They had 4 tequila shots in a row. Then he was partying with these people, and they said, take a shot of Jaeger with us. And he had a shot of Jaeger. Then he had, I think, 2 drinks. This is all within 1 hour. Within 1 hour. He weighs 145 pounds or something. And he's had all these drinks in 1 hour, and you have all of that, and you wake up and you go, somebody drugged me. You go, or it's crazy, or maybe you were out in the hot Mexican sun pounding drinks faster than you ever should have. And so many of these stories end up exactly right there. I'm glad they're investigating. I want to hear more about this. The parents and the people involved seem to be taking every opportunity to get more and more press out of this to further promote the GoFundMe to raise money.
Where that's at.
I don't know. That's a good question. See if you could find that, actually. Do you need the names?
I mean, I went to that one profile that Celine sent me, so I'm sure they posted it.
Zara Holz.
Oh, they're having a fundraiser. They're having I clicked the wrong link because they're going to have be there physically fundraiser as well.
An in-person fundraiser now. Even though they didn't pay for the most expensive thing, which was, I think, $26,000 for the helicopter ride from Cancun, or it might have been a plane. I think it actually was a plane. They got a private something
also,
to fly them.
Multiple GoFundMes right now.
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah.
Okay, what are they at? Anything up over? I think it was like $10,000 last time.
Help bring Zara Hall home safely is at $6,000.
All right, that must have been before.
I mean, this has to be fake. Though the one that how is that still? How are there multiple GoFundMes?
I don't know.
All right, and then the one that I believe we saw last week when we talked about the story is at $24,000.
$24,000. So that's climbing up there. And did they raise the amount they're looking for? What's the
no, 40,000 is the goal, and then the other one that came out of nowhere is 35,000 goal.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll follow this case. I think they're getting a free ride because so many of the news reports that I've seen on this have this heavy tinge of Mexico dangerous and Mexico, they drug the girls there. And even the comments, there's a lot of people who are brainwashed by this where they go, I've seen lots of comments of people saying, this is why you shouldn't go to Mexico. What do you think is going to happen? American girls over in Mexico, these Mexican resorts. Folks, this is not like some town taken over by the cartels. It's Cancun, for God's sake. It's barely Mexico. It's like the most touristy place in the world where you're on a resort and there's security and you have all these things that are protecting you. And we gotta break into this. I know all fellow travelers who have been to Mexico will say, yeah, Mexico is not the place that some people seem to think it is. But so many of the reports are focused on that. All right. Nicole says, call the mom, Sean. I'll try to call her this week. If she doesn't
I don't know if she
respond.
wants to talk to you.
Well, I mean, she probably doesn't. It'll probably be, I don't know. So I would be very excited if she would take the phone call because I have a lot of questions that I don't know if she has good answers for. We'll see, though, as we trudge forward on all of this. All right, let's work in a dispatch real quick. Green Panda is a podcast listener. Let's see what Green Panda says.
Hey, guys. Just catching up on the podcast. As always, loving the show. I'm a little out of sorts. I'm like a week and a half behind. You guys are talking about being flashed at Mardi Gras or being flashed at all. Mm-hmm. And Sean thought he was never flashed. So just had a question. Do you guys think when you get mooned or moon somebody, that kind of qualifies as flashing? And but to me, I think I picture the boobs or the straight old open overcoat creeper Chester molester type dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a great day, guys. Love the show. Right. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Right. I don't know. Is the moon flashing? I guess, right? Yeah, technically, you're showing the bad parts. You're showing the stuff you're not supposed to show.
The moon is its own thing. It's mooning.
It is, but is a moon a flash? Is what his
you are flashing your butt, but
yeah, flashing your butt.
I would never call it flashing.
It doesn't seem as significant. Mm-mm. The most intense is the front flash. That's the most intense. It's a rarity, but that's the most hardcore you can go with it, I think.
By the way, that's also pretty much like a 99% guy thing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I've never seen a woman front flash.
No, it doesn't happen all that often, I don't think.
Very weird.
Well, maybe the most aggressive would actually be a moon with a spread. That might be the most aggressive weapon that you could possibly
Talking about like
use.
a little fruit bowl back there?
Brown star.
Yeah. Put that on. That would be the most
kind of
aggressive.
spread. Oh,
Yeah, that's going all the way with it, I think. Okay, we want to hear from you. Send us your dispatches. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, a lot of argument once again over crowd sizes. AI, did they use AI for the crowd at this Kamala Harris this speech that she gave where there was a big ass crowd? There's a bunch of people melting down over this, so we'll just touch on that and cruise by when we come back. That is coming up next in the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for the rest of your Monday. It will be hot and humid. Afternoon high temperatures will be climbing into the mid-90s, a high of 95 degrees today in Orlando with a feels-like temperature of around 106 to 107. So be sure to stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and take lots of breaks, especially in the AC. We're also going to be tracking a couple of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Most of these will stay pretty isolated to scattered. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Folks, Mills Air is the absolute best. They are there to help you out when something goes wrong with your AC. Maybe your AC has been fighting, and it's on its last legs here in the heat of summer. But don't worry, you've got somebody who will help you out and somebody who will be fair with Mills Air. They've been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're family-owned and operated, locally owned and operated, all of the good stuff. And the thing that I love is they have preventative maintenance. It's an awesome deal, and it'll save you money. You could detect an upcoming breakdown. They're going to go look at your AC, whether it's outside, wherever it is, probably outside. They're going to look at it from top to bottom, and they're going to report back to you and say, here's what your air conditioner looks like. It's in good shape. It's in bad shape. You're going to break down soon. You got this problem, that problem. Any minor things, they'll get all fixed up for you. They'll clean out the lines, change the filter. Preventative maintenance is great. Get yours now. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Every business faces challenges, but shipping shouldn't be one of them. Turn shipping to your advantage with USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming Wednesday, September 18th.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's
Summer is over, and you kick them out the door and send them back. They got the book bags, brand new stuff usually, unless you're a poor kid. That always sucks. That's brutal. Because on the first day of school, everybody else is showing off their new shoes, and then you're like, still got the same old Converse here.
I don't know. I think these days it's different to be the poor kid. It's like you show up to school and they're like, oh, look at the kid with the Android phone.
He's got green bubbles. This kid, what a loser. And today's the day all the young kids going back to school after summer. I guess, does that mean we officially find ourselves in fall? Or, I mean, it doesn't feel like fall yet. It felt a little hotter than fall this weekend when I was out in the sun for a little while. But, yep, today back to school. So for all the parents who are getting a little bit more freedom, good on you today.
According to Google, September 22nd.
That's the beginning of fall?
At 8:43 a.m.
Oh, exactly. You're like summer, fall. And you
autumn
feel it.
equinox.
There is some good news, and this is an interesting thing. There's a certain percentage of the population that's like, hey, looking at the election, no matter who wins, looks like we're good to go. And here's Kamala Harris in Las Vegas this weekend.
And it is my promise to everyone here, when I am president, we will continue our fight for working families of America.
All right. You know what that means, but okay.
Including to raise the minimum wage and eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality.
Oh, she thought that was a good idea.
Yeah. So Trump said, I'm going to get rid of taxes for service workers, people that work at like restaurants and stuff, people that rely on tips. And Kamala Harris comes out and she's like, I'm going to get rid of those same taxes too, like matching down on it. So if you're a service worker, not that they always do what they're promised or what they promised on the campaign trail. After all, both Trump and Biden promised to end cancer. And as far as I know, still got some cancer out there. But if they go through with this, then
just
it's
a little
good
bit
for
of
both
cancer
of you.
stand.
I don't know why you're getting this attention, and I mean, I know why. They want your votes. That's why they're willing to do this. They're not going to tax any tips. I was doing a little research on this one as well. And one thing that kind of surprised me, what percentage of tips do you think are cash for people in the service industry?
Barely. At this point, barely.
What number would you put on it? Like out of 100%, what percentage do you think are cash tips?
Gosh.
Because I don't know if you encounter this. Some places I go, like I go to Floyd's to get my hair cut, and they have things up all over the place that says cash tips appreciated, cash tips, cash. They ask everywhere for cash tips. So I was.
Do they have an automated teller machine to procure some cash?
No, they don't.
Because like when I go and take Lexi to get groomed, when I take her to PetSmart, I go, hey, let me tip the groomer, and they don't have a system for doing that. Instead, they're like, we need you to use your debit card, and you need to insert it, not tap it, and then you got to do cash back.
Oh, God. Seems like there's a better way to do this. Yeah, it's kind of a pain.
The other place I go to, they just put it in the bill.
Yeah. What percentage do you think of tips are cash? Just a guess.
15%.
15%? Celine, what do you think?
12.
5%.
Yeah.
5%. I was really surprised by that. I thought it would be at least like 20% or so. Maybe 1 out of 5 people would be leaving cash down on the table. But it's only 5%. So that means I would think, unless I'm wrong here, I have not worked in this particular position. That would mean, I guess, that 95% of the tips are taxed right now because they're going through as a debit transaction and then therefore would come out, I would believe, in your paycheck. So, yeah, now they're both promising to eliminate taxes on tips for service industry employees. Hotel, restaurant, entertainment, all those kind of places will benefit from that. I don't know if they should. It seems kind of crazy to me and seems very, very specific that you're getting this, but good for you, man. Dan on YouTube says,
why don't we reduce taxes on bonuses, too, there?
Why don't we reduce taxes on me, just me in particular? That's what I would really be interested in. I want some specific stuff. We're not benefiting from anything that's promised yet, at least as far as I could tell. And everything else is like, there's a lot of stuff that's just, we're going to fight for the working class family. Okay. Like that was at least a specific from Kamala Harris. I like that. What was it? Dan's YouTube comment that I was going to read. Trump's no tax on tips plan would let hedge fund managers reclassify $2 billion bonuses as tips. Kamala's probably won't. How do you know that?
Oh, he has access to the documents, obviously.
Oh, maybe is he the hacker? Is he the one that hacked Trump's campaign email? He might be. That he would know more about this. Pretty sure there's no formal plan just yet, and I would seriously doubt that would be how this came across. I would be surprised if it happened to begin with, but I don't think it would be hugely unpopular because people say, well, those are the folks who need help, these service industry people. They need help. If we ease up on the taxes on them. If we don't tax their tips, though, they will probably be among the lowest tax Americans that exist. Most people.
And the churches.
Well, the churches are, tax exempt. And you got your nonprofits, 501c3s.
They should start a server industry church. Then
humans,
they will literally not have to pay any taxes.
Like people, human beings, they would be among the lowest taxed Americans if this actually went through. That doesn't matter, though, because the weekend was spent fighting about crowds, and crowds are a big issue. Very important stuff, super important stuff.
A stretch of a statement, my guy.
There is a photo of a Kamala Harris rally and then a crowd that's by this, and many, many people who are very certain that this is AI. There was actually nobody there. Nobody showed up in the crowd. So what they did, I love it when I look at this. Now I just see people, they're circling all kinds of people in the crowd.
Look at that. Look at his hands.
Look at his hands. This is AI. All of this is AI. And they had the video of Kamala Harris. See, this says, Kamala Harris is so unpopular, they have to use AI to fake crowd sizes on TV for her rally. So video AI, mind you. Live video AI.
Multiple angles of people spinning around and showing you the amount of people at this rally, but still AI.
And then they use these AI image detection websites to go, look, this is proof. All these people are fake. The truth is that the crowds are real. The photographs are real. When there's an instance where you have like 800 angles of this crowd, you have video from everywhere. You have
all AI, Sean. It's all AI.
people in the crowd have their own cameras out and they're videotaping the very same crowd, right? So their AI, everybody's AI, this becomes a kind of a big conspiracy.
Can AIs vote?
We'll see. They probably will this election or maybe the next one. But no, there's no truth to that. It was an actual crowd. I'm looking at the video right now, as a matter of fact. Like, you can see. It's a big crowd because guess what? All the folks who don't like Trump, all the folks on the other side of the aisle, they were not enthused about the old man running for office who looked like he was going to die at any moment. They wanted to get rid of the corpse. They kicked him out, and then they got fired up afterwards.
Of course, but then when you have Trump tweeting or truthing or whatever the hell saying that it was AI as well, then what else? They're just going to go with Daddy Trump and what he says.
Yeah, well, this is the world that we're in now because the truth matters nothing to these people. It matters nothing to a lot of the followers.
Can't wait till November.
Nobody who's tweeting out the nonstop stuff over JD Vance's couch or whatever cares that that's not true. I think half the people who are tweeting out like Kamala AI crowd, I don't think they care. I don't think they care what's true anymore. And that's just what we have a bunch of people who they'll run with whatever, whatever makes them feel good in any given moment. But the crowds are real.
I saw a post on X over the weekend and I was like, oh, what happened? Because somebody was like, oh, man, Trump's campaign is over. Mm-hmm. And I was like, is there something new? Is there a new clip, that we're going to hear on Monday? What's going on? And as I went through the post, the tweet, the X, they were talking about the press conference he gave last week. And I was like, you think that it was a campaign killer? You guys, you don't even know. Come on.
There'll be 400 more between now and the election. That's not going to do it for anybody. That's really disheartening to me. It's super disheartening to me. For instance, there was another example of this. This weekend, there was audio of Trump, and I think it was from the same instance where he was on the golf cart, and he was talking about how he had knocked Biden out.
The clip, it's so interesting that this is going viral again.
It's not new.
No, it came out right the day before or the day of Biden announcing that he was stepping down from the campaign election.
It was post-debate where Trump was like, did you see the debate? I made short work of him or whatever. He's going to be out. And then they started talking about Kamala Harris. And I think the people were suggesting that he called her the C word or effing C word or something like that.
Bitch.
Bitch. That's what it was. The B word. And which is not as bad as many of the other words, but in the audio you can hear fairly clearly that that's not what he said.
Sean,
oh boy, we lost one.
I mean, not oh boy. Did you hear the audio?
Yes, I've heard the audio. I've heard the slowed down
where's
version.
the clear part?
Because if you listen to the audio, it's not what he says.
And what does he say?
I saw it on Yashar Ali's Twitter. I'll bring up the post where he slows down the audio, but you can clearly hear that he doesn't say effing bitch.
But what did he say
instead?
No, he definitely said effing bitch. It's just
no.
He says she's an effing bitch, or what other people are saying. It's an effing bitch.
No,
but effing bitch is absolutely in there, man.
Neither one of those. No. And did you actually listen to the audio?
Of course, I listened to the audio.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess our ears are different. Oh, look at us go.
I guess.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
this is the problem I'm talking about. There's a lot of people who, when you hear this, you hear kind of what you want to hear.
Oh, okay.
It becomes one of these litmus tests.
And then, of course, there's people like you who heard it absolutely right because that guy had tweeted it out.
Okay.
I mean, I say we just listen to it again.
I'll play it in a little bit. I'll play it a little bit later on the show, and everybody can make up their mind for themselves. But I don't believe he said it. There's plenty of real things to get fired up about, and get angry about. And I've seen so many of these things where it's like, that thing's not true, and everybody's mad about it. So that's why I try to follow along and point these things out where I see them. For instance, the Kamala Harris plane crowd. It's not fake. It's not AI. It's not a fake thing. The Trump thing is not him saying effing, I could say bitch, but and I was worried about censoring both of them. It's not him saying that. And you can hear in the audio where they've slowed it down that it's not that. And I've seen people who are not Republicans who are coming out and like Yashar Ali and talking about this. We'll play it later in the show. When we come back, though, our friend Amy Caulfield will be joining us.
Let's ask her about it.
We'll see what she has going on. She just
That is a full joke. Please do not.
Cannot believe that she's actually working today. She just twisted around from like a vacation in Greece just 24 hours ago or something.
The hustle. And it's big school day. And I have got to ask her about, they sent out Brooks, the meteorologist, with his kid for the first day of kindergarten.
Yeah.
And it was really cute.
Did his kid call him doo-doo head on the air or something?
No way.
I don't know. We might have to check the audio on that too.
All right. When we come back, we'll talk to Amy Caulfield. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
A limited number of poker seats for the Real Radio Poker Tournament are now up for auction. Get the details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Text KID to 200-300 to find out more. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. That's right. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. Text KID to 200-300 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text KID to 200-300.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
We all think about buying a house instead of renting, right? But did you ever realize you're renting your electricity every single month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching prices rise every year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? I started with my pool heater going solar, and now I'm thrilled with Solar Source's pay-as-you-go system, where I can save each month starting at only $99. Now, Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984 and over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. Are you ready to stop renting your electricity? Switch to Solar Source today and start owning your own power. Switch to Solar Source today by going to solarsource.com/monster. Honestly, going Solar Source has been the best thing we've done all year. I absolutely love the company, and you save more money when you tell them you know Russ Rollins. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Racetracks here for whatever gets you going. Like when you've been working nonstop, on the road and on the go like you do it for a living. 'Cause you do. Then there's the company softball game. Boom, you're there. Walking the dog? Pow, he's a happy boy. Coffee with dad. Definitely gonna make that happen. You've got it in the bag. Just one quick stop at Racetrack, and you're still the favorite son. Because you've always got time to share a coffee with someone special. Racetrack. Whatever gets you going.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the world.
We cloned his voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family and rigged my house to explode
before escaping into the wilderness.
Police believe he is alive.
Join me.
I'm going down in the cave.
As I track down clues.
I'm going to call the police and have you removed.
Hunting.
One of the most dangerous fugitives in the world.
Robert Fisher.
Do you recognize my voice?
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Missing in Arizona.
You sailed beyond the horizon in search of an island scrubbed from every map. You battled krakens. You navigated through storms. Your spade struck the lid of a long-lost treasure chest, while you cooked up a lasagna. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling adventure stories on Audible. You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
And that means it is time, thankfully, for us to hang out with our friend Amy Caulfield from Fox 35.
All right. Hey, guys.
Hey, welcome
Good to
back.
see you. I missed you guys.
I cannot believe you were working today. I don't know how you do it. I heard Celine
I had to. I
Celine
took too much time off.
Celine was talking back and forth with you. When did you leave to go on vacation and go to Greece?
So we actually started our trip in Dallas. So Caroline's team was taking part in the Junior Olympics in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
We went to Dallas first and we watched her team compete. They did really well. They came in fourth place out of 26 teams. They ended up losing in the medal round, which is basically they were trying to get the bronze medal and they ended up losing by 1 goal. So it was super close. And then as soon as that wrapped up, then we flew from there to Greece with Caroline. And she joined an American team that was playing against Greek teams. And then they did some traveling. So we were joking, like, we really just went to Greece so we could like chaperone her and make sure she got there safely. And then we were like, oh, well, we're here. We'll just hang out for a couple days.
Yeah. That's a cool opportunity.
Wow. Yeah, so fun. So she's having a blast. So she's still there. So we, believe it or not, you guys, we only spent 5 days in Greece, but we packed so much in. It was a short trip. We needed to be back because kids started school today. So So for us, it was a short trip, but it was awesome.
Wow. It looked beautiful. Everybody should go check out Amy's social media for all of the posts and everything that she was up to over the weekend. It was exciting. But then I said, there's no way. We must be an Amy-less Monday, which is sad. I said, oh, this is going to suck for us. And then I like, oh my gosh, she's flying around breakneck speed and getting in and waking up the next morning early to go do the show. Crazy. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, I love you guys. But the time difference actually works in your favor on the way home because it's 7 p.m. in Athens right now. So it's like interesting, like time wise, you get back. And like when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I feel like very awake, napped on the plane on the way over. And so it was good.
How long of a flight is that?
It was 10 hours. So we flew from Athens to Frankfurt in Germany, and then it was 10 hours from Frankfurt to Orlando.
Wow.
And we flew into, have you guys been to Terminal C yet? That was our first time flying into Terminal C.
I want to go to Terminal
It's really
C so
nice.
bad. I think you're allowed to just like buy a pass there and go hang out, right? And check it out.
And, and like I think JetBlue flies in and out of Terminal C, so you don't have to fly it. I think that is where the international flights come in and out of, but it was super smooth and easy. And like I was kind of nervous, like, oh gosh, we have to go through customs. What's that going to be like? It took like a minute, it was like everything was like very efficient. So it was good. They did a good job.
Well, we just had the Olympics wrapping up, the big, giant closing ceremony, shutting everything down. Man. Tom Cruise dropping into the stadium. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't. I got to go back and watch it. But you guys know, the Greeks are obviously very into the Olympics. So like everywhere we went in Greece, people are watching the Olympics because, that's where the Olympics started.
Right.
So it was pretty cool. So we got to see like the Olympic Stadium there, and everybody's very into it.
Yeah.
It was fun. But I totally missed the closing ceremonies. The plane that we were on didn't have any Wi-Fi, so I didn't.
Oh no!
What did you guys do?
10 hours without Wi-Fi?
No Wi-Fi.
She raw dogged
Okay, listen. So this is crazy. So we get our tickets, and it was just me and Brian flying back, and we were in different rows. No Wi-Fi. We asked if they could switch our seats so that we could sit next to each other. They said, no, full flight. We can't do that. So for 10 hours, I sat with strangers, no Wi-Fi. The little TV monitor in the back of my seat didn't work. So
Oh my gosh.
After a couple hours was like, let me see if I can get that working for you.
You're
So I was
describing
like,
my absolute hell.
Yeah. At that point, I'm
what it
like,
made me
I'm going
think
to
of?
go to my phone and maybe delete all the pictures of sunsets that I'll never look at again.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, God.
I did a little bit of that. I cleaned up my phone, Sabrina. I played some solitaire. I read a book. And then the flight attendant finally got my seat back working. So I watched Oppenheimer, which is actually really good, but it's like a 3-hour movie. So it took up a lot of time.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that blew my mind was this year, what's the name of the synchronized swimming is what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
The way they film that now and the way we can so clearly see what's happening under the water is really, it's cool. It makes that thing so much more interesting. I can't imagine like back in the day when they didn't even have the underwater cams, it being nearly as exciting as it is now, but it was really something else. So,
it was cool. And like seeing how they train for that too. Like I'm sure those underwater cameras help with their training because now their coaches can see and the performers can see like, okay, are we actually in sync or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
That's incredible what they do.
I always wondered what they did before. Like if they didn't have an underwater camera, did they just do this in a giant windowed pool, like a big fish tank?
Probably.
That doesn't sound possible.
Oh, they take out the whale.
I feel like that would break or something.
I'm sorry. What do you mean it doesn't sound possible? Have you been to SeaWorld?
I guess, but I don't know if they built it like that. Whatever they did, it was really cool and really nice to watch. But anyhow, you're back now. What stories are grabbing your attention this morning as we kick off this week?
Well, first day back to school for most kids in Central Florida. So a lot of the kiddos went back to school today. We did actually have our first school bus crash this morning that happened in Alachua County, which is up near Gainesville.
Right
thankfully, no kids were hurt. The kids were on the bus, but thankfully no kids were hurt. There was a bus aide, like somebody who's on there to help the bus driver that was injured, and then another person that was injured in that.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was pretty smooth sailing for the first day of school this morning. Volusia County, which usually starts later than everybody else, started on the same day. as everybody else this year. So that was good. So it was kind of like everybody was doing the same thing. Sumter County, I think, starts a little bit later, but I always feel bad for the kids starting school on a Monday. I'm like, could you not just give them,
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like if you're going back to school, the last thing you want to do is start on a Monday. It's like, the whole long week ahead of you.
I gotta tell you, even worse was Courtney's nieces have recently moved down here from Philadelphia, and they're like 14 and 11 or something like that. Oh, no, 15 and 11. And we caught up with them and Courtney's sister this weekend, and they were saying because they came down here at this time, they were trying to not only get into school, they had to get enrolled in school for the very first time with like 48 hours before the school year starts. And it's just an absolute nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
To try to get all of that stuff done. But I'm sure a lot of parents are happy.
Those are hard ages too, Sean. 15 and 11. Like those are, you know what I mean? Like you're coming into a school district, trying to make new friends. Like those are hard ages to do that. So I hope everything goes well for them.
Yeah. Courtney was telling me before, she was like, I remember on first days of school, there would be the outfit that I wore out of the house and then the outfit that I like changed into to wear at school. I knew I was never going to get away. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
Like the parent approved outfit and then the outfit you actually wanted to wear.
Like you walk out and your parents go, wow, you look really respectable today. This is going to be great. And then when you get to school, it's like an 80s song kicks on and you shred off the clothes and get to whatever else you're wearing.
Mine was the ugliest uniform. And they're just like, all right, you're going to be a virgin this entire time. Without a doubt.
What else is grabbing your attention, Amy?
Oh gosh, you guys. So we do have an update, and I know you guys probably talked a lot about this last week, but the deputy that was killed in Lake County, we had an update that came in over the weekend, and this is pretty disturbing. So according to the sheriff in Lake County, there, Sheriff Grinnell, he says that Deputy Link was, as you guys know, shot inside of the house. He was trying to get himself to safety. He'd been shot in the back.
Yeah.
And they said that his phone rang. It was his wife, Brittany.
Oh,
Did you hear about this?
No,
that was calling him.
And this was also news that was given like at the funeral, was it not?
Yes.
Really?
So this came out of the funeral that happened on Saturday. And so what they said was that his wife, Brittany, was calling him. And I'm not sure, this is the part I wasn't 100% sure of, if she knew that something was going on at that point, like if she had been tipped off that he might be in danger, or if she just was calling him just because, she was like, hey, how's your day going kind of thing. She said that the suspect, we're not sure which one, but one of the people who was inside the home, because, 3 of them killed themselves.
Yes, right.
And then the mother, Julie, is the one who's still that survived. She said, the suspect asked Brittany, who is this? That's how the phone was answered. And she said, I am Brad's wife. Who are you? And then the suspect then responded, so you say that you are supposedly the dead man's wife.
Oh my God.
So
horrific.
Just horrific. I mean, can you imagine? No. And then for this woman to be able to stand up at the funeral and speak so eloquently and beautifully about her husband, just really sad. Incredible.
And then I think they also shared during the funeral that he, as he was wounded and, eventually died, he actually was able to save his the other police officers there by I forget exactly the details, but it was shooting somebody else, or at least stopping them from shooting more at the other officers. Excuse me.
Yeah, you're right. They're saying that he basically was heroic in those moments because, the other 2 guys are running to him to save him. And he's able to sort of fend off the 3 people in the house. But the story is just bizarre. There's so many details to it. If you guys want to read all the details, we have everything on the website. But it's one of the most disturbing stories I've covered. I mean, you just wonder, how does something like this happen, and it's one of these things where I feel like it's going to end up being some kind of documentary or series because there's so many layers to how this happened. And really, I think failures of the system that these girls were kept in these bizarre conditions. And, I think that the family said that they did try several times to contact, the authorities to say something's really off there. These girls are never leaving the house. They never go to school. They're kind of not even allowed to leave sort of this compound where they were living. I mean, it's just, the details are just awful.
Arya Shadowblade on Twitch says one of them also got on the officer's radio for about 3 minutes.
Really?
And we're talking across that as well. The thing that was kind of interesting to me, and this may just be because I haven't seen the fresh stories today on this, but I've seen many photos and the video of the mother who ended up getting arrested and charged with all of this. And of course, I saw her court appearance, the video of that. Yeah. But I haven't seen any other photos of anybody else involved. Do they have photographs of the three that ended up dying inside the house?
Well, Sean, that's a great question. And we haven't seen any either. And I think that part of it is because they sort of had this bizarre, preppers kind of mentality that when we interviewed the girl's biological father, he said he hadn't seen them since they were toddlers.
Yeah. Wow.
That he had tried to get in touch with them, didn't have any luck. It sounds like they just had an incredibly odd upbringing. And I think that the pictures might be just one layer of that. Like, where did they look like? Where, it's just crazy. The whole thing is just nuts.
I wonder to myself sometimes, and I like to believe, like, if I were in that position, I wouldn't get brainwashed like that. It wouldn't happen to me. I wouldn't, I'd be smarter than that or whatever you would want to say. But when you see people like this, you're like, gosh, if you're young over time, this is like the only influence that you're getting. Right. They're cutting you off from the outside world, and they're telling you like everything is just doom and gloom, and then it probably would be easy just to fall into this.
Some people are wired
and the other thing
differently.
too, Sean, they had no cell phones and no access to the outside world, so they weren't watching television, they weren't looking at their cell phones, so they were completely cut off from even knowing and understanding what the outside world looked like.
And then with that, like being completely cut off, the decision to all of a sudden have this ambush, like you could have remained cut off the rest of your life, and then they were like, no, we're going to murder all of these police officers.
Yeah, and that juxtaposed with, we talked about this after it happened, but the mother that night, hearing all the things that she was screaming and hearing that she was fighting and trying to draw the neighbors over to trap them into getting killed by her family members, and then juxtapose that with her in the hearing where she just seemed like a person. She didn't seem like somebody who was out of their mind like that. Of course, she wasn't saying that much, but it's very, very, very weird. An interesting story. One of many that you should be following along with the great coverage on Fox 35. Anything else out there grabbing your attention today, Amy, as we jump into the week?
We had a cool rocket launch this morning, so that was always fun to see. Did you see it this morning? Wasn't it pretty?
Yeah,
it was like a beautiful sunrise, too, so it was a nice background. And then just good news on Ernesto, or potentially named Storm Ernesto. It looks like this one's going to go right up in the middle Atlantic, so that'll be good news for us. The only thing we're expecting from this storm, if it becomes a named storm, would be just some big waves at the beach. So,
all right, we're going surfing, bros.
Well, at that launch, could it perhaps be hopefully, fingers crossed, something for the stranded astronauts up on the space station?
Oh my gosh, isn't that crazy? And it's funny too, like they interviewed astronaut Sunny's husband, and we're like, how do you feel about all this? You thought she was going to be gone for 8 days, now she's going to be gone for 8 months, and he was basically like, she loves this. He's like, she's in her element.
What?
I'm thinking,
I'm just like, all right, if you prepare for an 8-week trip and you end up being there 8 months, like
8-day trip.
8-day, even worse. Yeah. Like, do they have a washer dryer up there? Do they have everything,
Sabrina,
like enough toothpaste?
Did you hear they had to? Did you hear that they had to do a supply mission to send them clothes and extra food because they didn't have enough?
God.
Wow.
Like,
I thought the whole
International
Space Station, you can't knock on somebody else's door and be like, hey. Other country, can we borrow some chips? And
I think the problem is they plan this stuff out like pretty far ahead of time. So now they go, well, technically, we believe we can safely get you back to Earth in this. It would be really, really bad if we said it's going to be safe and then we're not 100% sure that it's going to be safe. And there's a problem. And this is not great.
Amy, I know you guys have like a space guy that you talk to every once in a while. You've been out for a week, so I don't know if he's been on the show recently, but whenever you ask him about this, he seems to be the optimist, eternal optimist. He's like, everything's fine. This is NASA. No, they've totally got it under control. And the more he says it, the more I go, are we okay?
Well, it's okay. Let's be realistic, right? And you're right. You're talking about Ken Kramer, and we love Ken. We have him on all the time, and he's kind of a space expert that we use quite often. And you're right. He's like, no, astronauts love this. They want to be stranded in space. Well, kind of.
Who wants to be stranded in space?
Astronauts of all people, I guess.
Maybe we're viewing it from our perspective and not like
right. Exactly.
Maybe they were like, damn, only 8 days, and they're like, yeah.
Like, if my flight gets delayed an hour, I'm like, it's the end of the world.
Personally, I would be in full-on meltdown mode right now.
Oh, open the hatch. I will just swim back home in space. Yeah,
I think I can make it. Just give me a shot here.
But the option, and this is what they're talking about, and this is what Boeing does not want to happen, right? Is that Boeing does not want to have to rely on SpaceX to bring these astronauts home. And for people that aren't familiar with how all of this works, basically you have all of these companies that are competing to be able to send astronauts into space. Boeing is one of those companies. And so they created this capsule called the Starliner that they have been working on for, eons. And so, they sent this into space to basically have options, because NASA wants to have options. They don't want to just rely only on SpaceX. So having to potentially
Boeing is a stubborn drunk father. Then, like, I could do it. Like, SpaceX is like, we could go pick him up. No, I got this.
So what you don't want to happen for Boeing is you don't want to have to rely on another company to bring your astronauts home, right? I mean, I get it.
Sure,
but you also have to do what's best and safe for them.
Yeah,
if they're going to be like, if this is a race and this is going to be a part of the post-meeting notes, is that they've been stuck there for 8 months, Boeing.
Yeah.
Hate to break it to you.
Well, it's an interesting story to follow. We're going to keep our eyes on it. And we know that some of the best coverage of all of this and so much more is going on over at Fox 35. So make sure each morning you're waking up with Amy and the crew. Look, she came back from Greece and didn't even take an extra day off just so she could do her job.
Hey, I'll see you all on Saturday, right?
Heck
yeah, that's right.
Let's
That's
gamble.
Right. We got the poker tournament coming up.
I can't wait.
Should be fun, and we can't wait to see you out there. Amy Kaufeld.
All right. Love you guys.
Make sure you're following along with all the action over on fox35orlando.com. No matter where you're listening to this show today, you could be a part of Amy K's coverage. It's a great way to get informed and one of the many, many resources that I use before the show every day. So we love her for that and more. And when we come back, we'll get into more, including a drunk driver in a very interesting circumstance. We'll try to go over this Trump audio that we were talking about. We got a million more things to get into on a very busy Monday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll. If you have any incident to report, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hey, DQ fans, the $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal will leave you and your wallet full. Grab a bacon cheeseburger and order of regular fries, a drink, and a sundae for a whole lot of happy. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
Win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One. September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Keep listening for your next chance to be there.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows opening a small business is a great achievement. They offer custom insurance solutions to fit your needs. Get a quote and find why over 1 million small business owners trust them at thehartford.com/smallbusiness.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
How long have you been thinking about going solar? With power bills soaring higher and higher than ever, it's time to think about what you can save instead of what you're spending. Each year you wait, you could be losing thousands. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? With over 40 years in business, Solar Source has over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They've had the same phone number since 1984. It's no wonder this company is the one I trust. I started with a pool heater solar, and now I'm thrilled that Solar Source has a pay-as-you-go system. I can save monthly, and it starts at $99. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Big news for veterans and first-time homebuyers. The Hometown Heroes program provides up to $35,000 down payment and closing costs. Get pre-approved at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed, all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
It's been said that good fences make good neighbors. Your friends at Fence Outlet couldn't agree more. Whatever style, whatever color, just share your ideas. And your friends at Fence Outlet will have the right application for you. For quality fences at the best prices, go to fenceoutlet.com.
License number C10252 and C10803.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm Kaufman Lind. After 20 years of practicing law and being responsible for thousands of people who've lost their jobs, their financial freedom, and even their lives, I believe when trying to decide on an attorney, you should ask yourself three things. How long have they been in business? Do they have good reviews? And do they actually care? Hopefully you never need us, but if you do, call us at 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333. Or visit us at whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast, Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the world.
We cloned his voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family and rigged my house to explode
before escaping into the wilderness.
Police believe he is alive.
Join me.
I'm going down in the cave
as I track down clues.
I'm going to call the police and have you removed.
Hunting.
One of the most dangerous fugitives in the world.
Robert Fisher.
Do you recognize my voice?
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Missing in Arizona.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your Social Security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Radio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics, brought so many memorable moments.
Look, Captain America put the country on his back.
And you heard it on iHeartRadio. Relive all the amazing moments and stories of the 2024 Paris Olympics on 3 epic podcasts: The Podium, In the Village, and 2 Guys, 5 Rings. Open the free iHeart app, search Olympics, and start listening now.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
just a moment. That's how you can join us on the show. No matter what's on your mind, if you want us to talk about something in particular that you think we missed, all of that is fine. You can send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com or email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I want to get into the story about a repeat drunk driver, and whenever I see these, it makes me lose my mind a little bit. But to go back and revisit the Trump audio that we were going back and forth on a minute ago, I can't play it. Because he does say the F word. I can't actually play. I retweeted it over on Twitter if you want to listen to the audio that's been cleared up.
You can play bitch, can you not?
Yeah, but he says the F word. And he doesn't say bitch. He's not even talking about Kamala Harris in that moment on the audio clip. So go listen to it if you get a chance. And if you think you hear something different, we're never going to know. It's just about what you hear and what you don't hear. I very clearly hear that he's not even talking about Kamala Harris. He's not referencing her in the moment. But so Trump is talking after the debate, right? We agree on that. It's after the debate. He's talking about, he's like, Biden was terrible last night. He was terrible. He's out. And he says, Kamala is going to step in. He says, she'll be better, right? So he's talking positively, actually, about Kamala Harris in that moment. She'll be better. Then he says, he's so bad. It's so pathetic. So effing bad. That's what people think is effing bitch. Even though he's not even talking about a woman in that moment. He's talking about Joe Biden. He said, so effing bad. He said, can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce man, he says. So the whole line right there, the thought, the throughput is that he's talking about Biden being terrible. He said of Kamala Harris that she'll be better at the beginning. But you can go back and listen to it. I just can't play it because I don't have time to censor it. Celine, if you want to censor it, you can. But I don't know if that's going to help us decipher a thing if we've got the censor in the way of it. But it's very clear to me with the context that he's not talking about Kamala Harris and that he's talking about Joe Biden and that he says so effing bad. Check it out if you want. I just retweeted it over at thenewsjunkie.com. Freewheel says, that's what you hear, Sean. Okay, you can hear something else. That's fine. This is sort of my point, right? Like, nobody actually cares what the truth is in all of this. Nobody's trying to find out what is actually happening in some of these cases.
But, you're saying, like, what you're saying is the truth and what everyone else is what they want to hear. And you can listen to the audio. It could be very much a Laurel Yanni situation, blue dress or gold dress. But I've heard it 15 times already, and I'm hearing something completely different from what you just said, man.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you then. With the context there that he's not even talking about a woman, he's talking about a man. He's saying he right before it.
You don't have to be talking about a woman to say bitch. I call you bitch all the time.
Well, then he's calling Joe Biden a bitch. You don't even hear the word bitch. You hear so effing bad as he's discussing this. And like, this is one of those weird things that when you get into it, it's like, no, you must follow 100%. I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not supporting Trump, but I got to call them like I see him. I don't see him as saying this. This dovetails with the story that was in the New York Times. I don't know how it was sourced, but they were saying, like, behind the scenes, he's called her a bitch. And I think somebody just went back to this audio, and with that in your head, you can be like, oh, there it is right there. But what I said is, like, I'm quoting from the actual audio. She'll be better. He's so bad. It's so pathetic, so effing bad. Can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce man? And then he goes on from there. So I don't know.
It is what it is.
Choose your own adventure. But the other thing, there's another one this weekend that's good evidence of this, where everybody said, check this out. There's a clip, and it's Trump glitching for a full 21 seconds at his Bozeman rally. And you see Trump up there at the microphone, and he's talking, right? Then it's silent. And he's like, oh, man, he froze. He glitched. This is like, Biden, we got to get him out of there.
7, 8.
So he's counting.
9, 10, 11,
Obviously goes all the way up to 21 with Trump just sitting there. No community notes on this. 1.8 million views on Twitter. Everybody in the comments saying, look at that. This is proof. This is evidence. Trump has dementia now. Somebody in the crowd had a medical emergency and he was waiting till the paramedics took them away. But nobody really cares about that. Nobody cares. It's like the next ammunition, the next thing we can fire out of the cannon to try to get the other guys.
To me, I thought that video looked like he was like waiting for the broadcast to start. He looked like a news anchor that was like, somebody said something in his ear and he's like, all right.
Like, coming at you in 15, 14. And he's just standing there because he's waiting because a medical emergency was going on at the time. Sergeant Dave says, does it matter that much? We all know he's probably said much worse about her. Let's not pretend like Trump would show any kind of respect or decency now. I mean, okay. It's just like, it does kind of matter in a way. We shouldn't just be going with all this fake stuff and getting people super hyped about things that aren't true. You should focus on real stuff. But like I said, this is the actual problem. This is the problem that we have with politics in America right now. And it's not going to change. I certainly can't change it. Nobody can. It's a huge societal ill that we're facing, where people care less about what happened and more about what can I use to dunk on people that I disagree with politically. It's just how I see this. We'll go over to you in a moment. Let's talk very quickly about this repeat drunk driver. I saw this guy, Scott Farmer, who they said has a blood alcohol level on this test 17 times the legal limit. The legal limit is like 0.08, I think. And it was 17 times the legal limit. 4 siblings ended up dying in this crash. He's pled no contest to 4 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle and 1 count of operating a vehicle while intoxicated for the 5th time, right? This would have been his 5th DUI.
What did he blow?
Hang on. Wait, I think it's on the back of this. No, it's not on the back of this. Hang on. I have to bring this up. It was like 0.03 something. No, 0.3 something. Repeat. Go ahead.
I did 0.08 times 17 says 1.36. I don't think that's possible to be 1.
Unless this is your 17th DUI.
Here it is. Repeat drunk driver convicted in crash deaths of 4 siblings. And he blew the BAC is right down here.
Unless it was
0.346 is what he blew. It says the legal limit is 0.08. Due to prior drunk driving convictions, his legal limit would be 0.02 because he had so many priors.
Oh,
that's where the math comes into play. But he had a 0.346, this guy. All right, when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? A sad day for millennials and the 10 people who remembered that the Cartoon Network website was up. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz Vegas, baby. Plus, it's official. Hercules and Xena are no longer a team. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we'll talk sports with our buddy Brandon Kravitz. NFL preseason kicks off this weekend. Plus, we'll get Jack's final Olympic update. For trivia, it's Orlando Magical Dining Dinner for 2. And our buddy Ray Trinley drops by to talk a legal case pending right now. Plus, your calls, text, and talk back.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for the rest of our Monday. And our Monday afternoon will feature hot and humid temperatures. That will be one of the bigger stories for today, with an afternoon high of 95 degrees in Orlando, but feeling like around 106 to 107 once we do factor in that high humidity. A couple of stray afternoon showers and storms can't be ruled out either, but the majority of us will stay on the dry side. And then after sunset tonight, those rain chances will come to an end. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
I'm Jennifer, and I'm an FPL customer. I appreciate that at FPL, they are always teaching me how power works and how you can save money.
Find more ways to save energy and money at FPL.com/ways to save. FPL, working for you every single day.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1932 $10 gold Indian coins have been found. These gorgeous 1932 gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 500 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1932 dated gold coin featuring Lady Liberty with an Indian war headdress and a majestic eagle. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1932 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 92 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-888-201-7635. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus over a $55 value free with every order. Call 1-888-201-7635 now to secure your 1932 $10 gold Indian coins before they sell out. Don't wait. You must act fast. Call now.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Limited time. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
HCA Florida Maitland Emergency, located just south of Maitland Boulevard on Forest City Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, are you having a good time?
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
iHeartRadio, let's go!
Get tickets now at AXS.com.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Tackling sensitive subjects with unparalleled irreverence. You're listening.
The world of entertainment and beyond. If you miss any of the show, you can always go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Podcast links right there on the homepage and waiting for you. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Boom, boom.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Boom, boom.
Smoke weed every day.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
I don't even know what I was talking about.
Boom, boom. Me either. It's an old clip, but I do love it. And sometimes I say it in my head when boom, boom happens. And you're going to get boom, 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 boom when you're working with that mortgage guy. In the sense of...
You had so much confidence. What happened?
Because I'm like, what does that really mean?
It doesn't matter.
It's exciting when you're working with that mortgage guy, Don, because he has your best interest in mind. Whether you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, expanding your business, lowering that SBA loan, and so much more. Also, if you're going to be at the poker tournament this weekend, I believe we still have some auction seats available. And if you're going to grab yourself a casino pass, it is all brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. So go to thatmortgageguyDon.com to get the process started today. Boom, boom. 58 years ago, 1966, this band right here.
The Beatles.
The Beatles is right. And it was on this day that they began their last North American tour together. Imagine. And before the show...
Did they know at the time it was the last one, or was it just like, hey, they went on tour and they went through North America? And but... Did they announce it? Like all the bands right now going, this is my last tour, the last chance to see me. Yeah.
See, I don't know if they announced it. If they did, it got completely overshadowed by what they did announce. And that was at the International Amphitheater in Chicago. John Lennon apologized for saying that the Beatles are more popular than Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
So they were so mad.
And a lot of people were so mad about that. And today, saying something like that would seem very, very.
Unless you're Deadpool, right? Did he say
like, it's a milquetoast thing now. It would not be very controversial.
Yeah, Deadpool said it, and then one TikTok mom got upset and didn't let her husband talk.
And then they made $1 billion this weekend. But London's Catholic Herald did call the original remark arrogant. ... But probably true.
Yeah, I would think so.
There you have it, my friends.
They were big at the time. I mean, they're still big. It's the Beatles, for God's sake.
They're going to make it one day. Remember when Paul McCartney did that song with Kanye and all the kids were like, who's this Paul McCartney guy? He's, what do I keep saying? McCarthy. Boom, boom.
Like Jenny McCarthy's brother.
That's my bad. He's going to make it someday. It is the end of...
It's the Olympics.
Oh, no.
Where every country comes together to play to be the best.
And who's the best? We do not know. But I
think we know, guys.
It's the United States of Evan America, baby. But then China was at the second place with all the gold or something like that.
If you look at just golds, we're tied with China technically. All medals, we won that one by a decent margin.
I was enthralled, though, by breakdancing this weekend, obviously.
It was something. You know what's a shame? It's a shame so many people were talking about the bad breakdancing when some of the videos I saw, like the person who won was
with the
nuts.
5 million head spins.
It was crazy, the person who won.
It was
really
it was
good.
like the 12-year-old girl who had a do-rag on who also did some crazy stuff. USA killed it. And then, I mean, I do have to say, though, I absolutely loved Ray Gunn. And
that was a thing. That was a thing.
I'm just a peach. A zero score. Zero score.
Did Ray Gunn have to beat out some people to make it to the Olympics? You think most of the people that make it to the Olympics had to be better than somebody?
Well, I doubt you could just be like, I'd like to go. And then
it seems like
some of the countries, don't you just pay enough and you get to be part of their Olympic team?
Has anyone interviewed Ray Gunn?
There have been some interviews, and we'll talk about this a little bit later on because there was like a welcoming event that happened as well, and now people are moving on to like another take on this Ray Gunn lady.
Are they being mean
one
to
thing
her?
is for sure, like Friday, Saturday were Ray Gun days. It was everywhere. Absolutely, like everywhere on social media.
0 points. 0 points.
Nah, she didn't put up anything.
And so a lot of, some people were thinking she was trolling the whole thing. I think she put her best effort. She's like, I don't know what breakdancing is, but we're going to do it anyways. Crikey. Chloe Feynman on Saturday Night Live even paid quote-unquote tribute to her on TikTok. But it turns out that Reagan not fazed by her critics whatsoever.
All right.
That's good. That's
let's
good
see.
news. She's a ray gun, and how could you take that down?
Some Olympians say their medals are already showing signs of deterioration.
Oh, can I tell you one thing real quick? My favorite line was, I think I sent this to you guys, where somebody sent the video of Ray Gun's Olympic routine, and it said, "This is what my little cousin does right after he says, 'Hey guys, watch this.'"
It's so great. Of course, we had the ceremony. The big star of that was Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, take it, Tom.
Take it, Tom.
Get it, Tom.
There were performances by Red Hot Chili Peppers, Billie Eilish, Snoop Dogg, with Dr. Dre as well. And so it is now over, and we can feel our Olympics.
Am I crazy? That felt a little fast, didn't it?
It did feel very fast.
Really? I thought it was quick. It felt too quick to me.
Oh, no, I'm saying I thought it usually went on for a month.
Me too.
And then before I knew it was over.
Yeah, it was.
Now it's football time.
When I heard closing ceremonies, I was like, what, like this Sunday? Or I thought it'd be further along, but no, it's over.
It is, it's not over, but somebody sang.
Oh, Celine Dion.
Yeah, and she is not pleased.
This was hilarious.
The post that has made waves in social media worlds. I don't know, based on the algorithm, who it got to, but it certainly, I love Celine Dion, and it popped up a lot for me. She, on Saturday, issued a statement that both criticized former President Trump and his campaign for the unauthorized use of her music at a recent rally, and then poked fun at the song choice altogether. Now, just to, cover what I believe we need to mention every single time, it turns out with a campaign you can use a song as long as you're paying the ASCAP fees, and an artist can't necessarily stop somebody from using a song. Am I saying that correctly?
Oh, I think that's right. You can say that you don't want your song used for political purposes, but it has to be across the board. You can't say, I want some people to be able to use it and other people not. But I saw a lot of people like, oh, Celine Dion's a libtard, and they're coming after her. And I was like, I pretty much think that Celine Dion just doesn't want politics near her music. It did not come off to me like she was just solely coming after Trump or whatever. It seemed like she was just like, no, and please don't do this.
Well within her right to say that if you use it, I did not authorize it, and this is by no means a endorsement. And the video recording musical performance and likeness of Celine Dion singing "My Heart Will Go On" at a Donald Trump J.D. Vance campaign rally in Montana. In no way is this use authorized, and Celine Dion does not endorse this or any similar use. ... And really, that song?
Yeah,
I mean, she's got a point. She's got a huge point. Because
are you supposed to be like boom, boom? Get people fired up. We're about to come out,
man.
Yeah,
it's a weird choice.
And I don't know who on the Trump campaign chose that, but I mean,
the video alongside it too.
The comment section just it's an easy win because the song is from a movie about a sinking ship. So if that's what you really want your campaign to look like, then have at it. Heart will go on. Let's go. Hit play.
We also have this is not news from 1995. But it turns out Xena and Hercules are at it. And Warrior Princess looking like she came out on top a little bit. Or maybe just shut your mouth or I have more deets about you.
They're fighting?
They're fighting. So Kevin Sorbo, he's
a Republican guy, right?
Yeah, and a very, one of the rare Hollywood conservatives.
Mm-hmm.
And he recently weighed in on the controversy over the Vice President Kamala Harris's race. It's still a big controversy of what race she is. He tweeted, "If Kamala really is black, have her say the N-word. Let people decide for themselves."
Is that what determines who's black and who's not black? Because
Hulk
if I did
Hogan?
that right now, if I said that right now, I would be a black person according to this logic?
No, you would not. So Lucy Lawless, that is who played Xena, had a response to that, and it was brutal, is what they're saying. She tweeted out, "In his defense, I personally witnessed a time when Kevin Sorbo stuck up for a black man against white people." Then she told the story about when Xena was first introduced on Hercules back in 1995. The actors were sitting around talking, and Nicole Simpson and the murder came up. And Kevin said, quote, "Hey, I knew Nicole, and let me tell you, she was no picnic." Boom.
Okay. So she had it coming?
Yeah. So Lucy replied that she didn't deserve to be butchered, and Kevin said, and I quote, "I'm just saying, she was a piece of work." Hercules.
Bad form.
Yeah, buddy.
Sure, but also kind of funny.
There you have it. We must bid adieu. And now, of course, I would love to see the numbers on the website and all the people that tried to go after they realized that CartoonNetwork.com was still up and running. But it is officially gone. You mentioned this, didn't you?
Okay, no, we didn't talk
We talked
about
it
this,
being
but
shut down. But
I'm so confused because it's gone back and forth and back and forth. What is shut down? Does it exist as a channel anymore?
The channel's still there, but when you went to the website, especially I remember going back in the day, it was like a fun one. It was, it had shorts and games, and I imagine as the years went on and websites got better, that it had other things that you can do interactively, but it was like your E-Bombs world.
Now it's just like a homepage for the show.
It just goes right to Max. There's no more Cartoon Network at all.
Oh,
it hosted a bunch of episodes and short clips and free games, and now it comes 1 week after Warner Brothers Discovery announced it would be.
This is what it goes to. It's just like max.com/channels/cartoon-network.
No, so rest in peace, Cartoon Network website. On the
Damn, Max did some weird stuff. Some of the moves by Max have been really strange. Cartoon Network, no matter if you like it or not, is a really big brand.
Oh, it's a massive brand.
Snuff that out like that and not let it exist
I don't
on
like
its own.
cartoons anymore.
That's kind of strange.
I did watch Succession this weekend. I finished it.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I loved it. Didn't care for that last part though. I
didn't see the end. I like the really angry main guy, the boss dad guy. I like his voice.
Yeah. I said the phrase "F off" was used so much in that show. I really wanted to see a counter of it. I'm sure someone did it. On the boob tube, The Bachelorette, American Ninja Warrior, The 1% Club, 8th season premiere of Celebrity IOU with Mandy Moore. And you can catch Jimmy Kimmel, guest hosts Jeff Goldblum and Mark Wahlberg. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we return, we're going to get further into this Australian breakdancer and the backstory there, what happened when she arrived at home. We will get into the Trump email hack, and we have to talk about what went down with the Secret Service. That is a huge scandal right now, and I cannot believe this happened, but it did, and it's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Did you miss out on a seat at the Real Radio Poker Tournament? The last remaining seats are now up for auction. Get the details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hoping your Monday ride is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like all lanes are closed. Poinciana Boulevard southbound approaching US 192, the Earlo Bronson Memorial Highway. And right now also 2 delays northbound on the 429 toll, one at Colonial Drive and another approaching Clarkona, but neither incident is causing a delay. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535. Thankfully, the rest of the major highways and roads are clear. Also, our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-67.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand. Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
I'm John Morgan, and I'm asking you to stand with me and vote yes on Amendment 3. Amendment 3 will be on your ballot in November, and it will allow adults to possess or safely use marijuana, and that's a very good thing. Amendment 3 will put an end to bad laws that not only cost us millions in law enforcement dollars, but also cost thousands of Floridians their freedom. Nearly 250 years ago, our nation declared our independence. Now it's time for us to declare our independence from laws that demand jail time for simply having or consuming marijuana. Our system of treating adults who consume marijuana as criminals is madness. Join me, John Morgan, in supporting our own Declaration of Independence and vote for the people and vote yes on Amendment 3.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Renewal by Andersen is having their end of summer sale, and it's hotter than the Florida sun, and that's saying something. Renewal by Andersen's windows combine chic design with custom-built craftsmanship, providing impact resistance against Florida's extreme weather, which is more important than ever now that we're in the midst of the hurricane season, especially if you live on Florida's coast. Plus, everything is made in the USA. Now through August 31st, receive $300 off every window and $825 off all patio doors. Plus, zero money down, zero payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. And be one of the first 50 callers and receive a free True Scene screen upgrade. Again, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Florida residents get in for only $17.50 till the end of August at Gatorland.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is
Olympics and the backstory there in just a moment. And we'll get to some more of your dispatches on a lovely Monday here. You can send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. I just wanted to say thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for being part of the show. Thanks for making us successful. We had the latest ratings again over the weekend. Man, killing it. And like the unheard of thing. Yeah, the unheard of thing. Women in general do not like talk radio nearly as much as men for various different reasons, I think. I think with a general audience, when people hear talk radio, like when we tell them, I'll say it from my experience, when I tell somebody like, oh, we do a talk radio show, they're like, oh, so it's like a political thing? And you go, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's viral stories, whatever's happening in the world, yada, yada. But people just think like fuzzy AM radio, Rush Limbaugh.
Sports.
Maybe sports. But they don't think of like general entertainment viral shows. And so for that reason and many, 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 many more, when you look at the ratings for talk shows, generally women numbers aren't very huge. Like I think Bubba the Love Sponge one time in the deposition on the Hulk Hogan stuff, they said, what are your ratings? And he said, with men, he gave some rating number. And he said, with women, and he's like, none, zero women listen to the show.
Women don't listen to me.
They don't tune into the show. And he wasn't totally wrong for most of those shows, but we're putting up insane numbers on that side. So, ladies, thank you for putting up with us. And I'll tell you this, it'll probably be a bumpy ride over the next several months here with everybody inflamed about the political stuff, but it's not all you're going to hear over here. There'll be a little bit of everything. Anything that people are talking about, we'll be talking about it here. Like I said, the Australian breakdancer in just a moment. So you're always one segment away from the next new thing. I do want to talk about this because school is back in session right now, and parents are kicking their kids to the curb to go catch the bus today. But
Let's
a middle
play
school,
what's on your bingo card? The picture of the mom sipping wine out in the front yard.
it's going to be all over the place, I guarantee you. After the show, like if I fire up the app and
Facebook,
look in any of the
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see that?
Instagram feeds or whatever, it's going to be full of this stuff. But this middle school in Texas has banned a particular type of clothing. And they said, starting this school year, we have to change things. We're not going to allow this any longer. We're going to ban this type of clothing. Any guesses as I ramble off these words? Because when I saw this, I go, what? There's
Do
a clue.
girls just wear it?
Nope.
So boys and girls.
Everybody affected evenly. Everybody affected
Is
evenly.
Is it bottom,
jewelry
top?
or is it like actual clothes?
It's clothes, but it's something about the clothes.
Dang. Tie-dye.
Tie-dye focuses on what? The color of the shirt? Yeah. Well, you're right in that amount that it's about the color of the shirt. Or
Black
the
clothes.
Black clothes have been banned from this middle school.
Okay, you're insane.
Isn't that wild? Completely
That's all
banned.
I wear, kind of.
Black clothes. And they said the decision made by school officials at Charles Middle School.
What are the fat kids going to do?
Yeah, because white looks terrible on
When you start
anybody
to
who's
sweat?
not like, even if you're skinny, I think white looks pretty bad. Nobody wants white shirts. Whenever we sell black and white shirts, the black ones sell 2 to 3 times more than the white ones sell.
Because
it's tough
if
to
there's
look good.
anything that skinny and fat people do is sweat their asses off, especially in Texas.
Also, if you're not, if you're really tanned, you can look good in a white shirt. A black person can look good in a white shirt. If you're whiter than the white shirt or close to it,
yeah, Zuckerberg.
Bad. Not good. They said, citing a growing awareness of the impact of clothing choices on emotional well-being, the school believes that certain colors can influence mood, according to the letter.
Come on.
We are also eliminating a look that has taken over on campus with students wearing black tops with black bottoms, which has become more associated with depression and mental health issues and or criminality than with happy and healthy kids ready to learn.
Where did they get this information
I've
from?
never heard of this before.
This is like out of a 90s sitcom. It's like, watch out for that goth kid.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're like, we don't want these goth kids on campus.
So
We're banning black
weird.
clothes. And I've never heard of a couple of things here. One, the association with kids who dress in black with criminality. I've never thought, unless it's night and somebody's all in black, you might think they're going to try to rob a place or something. But at school, I've never been like, oh my God, that kid's wearing a black shirt and black jeans.
He's going to take my lunch money.
What's he up to? What's happening here? And other than the goth stuff, where part of the aesthetic is like a little bit more sad or whatever, I've never looked at it and be like, the black clothes are sad. I just don't get that. That's so
it's
weird.
so dated, and it's like it's a dated stigma. Do you think even back then that was not the real association? Like,
but mental health issues. Do you look at a person who's wearing like a black dress and go, oh,
Someone needs therapy.
That person's really, really in trouble.
How about instead of like banning clothes, which by the way is going to be a nightmare for your kid that has probably a bunch of black clothes.
Yes.
Like you have to go get a whole new wardrobe because of what they want to wear and feel comfortable
I'll ballpark
in.
it. I would suggest when I was in high school, 75% of my shirts were black. Probably 75% of them were black. It was just band shirts, and these things tend to come in those colors. And I never once thought, like, let me put on my sad black shirt. In fact, the only shirt I had that I got in trouble for, I told you guys about, the Marilyn Manson shirt I had for a little while. My parents did not like it. They thought I was going to hell because it said Antichrist Superstar on it. I bought it in secret at the fair, and then I brought it home. And I used to be like, Courtney on the first day of school where you wear one outfit out the door and then you change to the other one. I would change into the Marilyn Manson shirt. And it was a white shirt.
What a time.
It wasn't even a
knew
black
that.
shirt.
Never knew that life.
Man.
Everyone
change
should
it
just
up
go
like
to
that.
uniforms.
Yeah, if you go to uniforms, we can't argue about this.
No
But
black
then it's
uniforms.
like, they'll say no black uniforms. Everything has to be white. What's the happy color? Everybody has to
Yellow?
be wearing like bright colors or something?
Wait, is yellow is associated with happiness, but doesn't it also make you hungrier?
I don't know.
Remember there was a whole thing with like McDonald's?
I've heard things about with your house where they'll say somebody's going to paint their room and do an accent wall or paint a room a whole color. And certain colors, they'll say, oh, don't do that. That brings about this. Or, don't paint your wall red or don't paint your wall black. But wearing clothing is very, very different than being, encompassed in a room that's completely black. Even that seems stupid to me. I'm not affected, I don't think, by my surroundings as much as this would suggest. So wouldn't it make more sense to have more or better resources available? With all the tax money we pay, I feel like it could happen, said somebody. No. To get rid of the sad kids at school and the kids with mental health issues, you just say you can't wear black clothes. That fixes the whole problem right there.
Basically what it says is we're not going to get rid of your sadness. We just don't want to see it, please.
Yeah, dress it up for us. If you could dress up your sadness, we would be really happy with that.
On one of the articles, BBC.com, the new dress code rule would allow students to wear some black pieces of clothing or full black outfits on specific free dress days. That's nice. Norma De La Rosa, president of the El Paso Teachers Association, previously told local media this, said teachers saw a change in how students dress when they become stressed or depressed. So the logic is you see that when students become depressed, they dress in black, so you deny them the right to do so? That's going to fix
Instead
the
of asking
depression?
him, everything okay? It's like, good luck trying to tell people you're sad.
On the make sense calculator, this is at a 0 for me. This does not add up.
This could actually backfire on you because then, like the real depressed ones, the ones you have to worry about, aren't allowed to wear black, so they just blend in.
Right.
And now you don't know which one of them is going to come to school with a backpack full of guns.
Yeah, that doesn't seem safe. All right, let's see what you got going on in just a moment with your dispatches. But we all loved the story of this Australian breakdancer named Rachel Gunn, but everybody's calling him Ray Gunn. And Rachel Gunn may be a lot of things, but a good breakdancer does not seem to be one of them. The B-girl got a 0 in the round-robin stage of the contest, an actual 0. They said now the top judge of the breaking competition, which was only introduced to the games this year and won't be back in Los Angeles for the record. They're not good. I don't know if Ray Gunn killed it for the Olympics as a whole or not, but they've explained why he and his colleagues were so tough with their assessment. We have 5 criteria in the comparative judging system, says Martin Gilliam, whose stage name is MGbility. Her level was maybe not as high as the other competitors. Again, we're using a comparative judging system. Her competitors were just better, but it doesn't mean that she did really bad. She did her best. Well, she can do her best and do really bad at the same time. She just doesn't happen to be good at breakdancing. But
her attitude, it's like, there was none of that in her face and her actions. She's like, let's go. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to do this crazy worm thing on the ground.
If I had one fraction of the confidence that she had, I would be a happy man. It wouldn't matter what color clothes I was wearing. To get out there in front of the world and do that, what she did, which was just really bad breakdancing, there's a level of bravery or stupidity that goes into it.
Yeah, I think it's just
And-
like no one showed up to the qualifier, obviously.
In Australia, there's got to be people who are doing this. Breakdancing started in the Bronx, and it was invented by black dudes in the Bronx. And over the years, they honed it into a craft that devoured the world. And they even made it to the Olympics. Only for a little while, though, because now we're done for here.
I typed in, I think, how did RA, and it auto-corrected to Ray Gun qualify for the Olympics.
And give us the answer.
Dive deep on that, but she's headed back. My favorite thing is now people keep posting photos of her, and they're like, "Hear me out, right? Hear me out on this," because people are like, "She's actually a sex symbol. Ray Gun is the new sex symbol," and all of the "Hear Me Out"
I did not
posts
gather
on
that
Twitter.
from the performance. I got to say, maybe it was the outfit. Sad colors.
This says viral Olympics breakdancer Ray Gun has been hailed by fans as a sex symbol after her bizarre performance became a cult moment of the Paris Games. Think of all the memes she gave us. Ray Gun, real name Rachel Gunn, scored 3 straight zeros as she failed to make an impression on the judge. But her hilarious move saw her quickly become an online sensation.
What did she
And
say in
fans-
that post?
She says, not even a month since I've been back from Europe and less than a month to go until I'm on the world stage in Paris. This is from 4 weeks ago.
Oh.
I think she might have her coming back from Paris on here somewhere. No, this is the last post 3 days ago. Her quote, "Don't be afraid to be different. Go out there and represent yourself. You never know where that's going to take you," she
Ray
said.
Gun. By the way, the guy who won for the U.S. team
Yeah, he was crazy good.
from Kissimmee.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was a really impressive thing. It's funny that the Ray Gun thing will get way more attention because people like funny stuff and people like memes. But the people who were genuinely good at this were absolutely impressive. It was not a thing that you watched and said, "Why would this be in the Olympics? This shouldn't be in the Olympics. This is stupid." When I watched them, not her, when I watched her, I said, "Oh, God." But when I watched them, I said, "Wow, this is truly an impressive thing." So good on all of them. And she seemed like she had a good time. So there you go. 0 points. But lots of Instagram followers. She went from almost none to 75,000 in just the last couple of days.
75,001. Right.
And
now.
also, it says Olympic breaker, PhD breaking researcher. She has her PhD in breaking or breakdancing, as
They
we
give
call it.
PhDs in that?
They give PhDs and everything.
Yep. Yeah, she's got a PhD. She's a doctorate of breaking. She just doesn't really do it that well. Okay, we're going to go over to you and your dispatches to see what you have on your mind in just a moment. Leave yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. Still got this Secret Service thing to get into and a whole bunch more. There's a new release for ChatGPT 4.0 is what it's called. And I don't know if this is them patting themselves on the back in a weird way, but OpenAI is issuing a sort of warning along with this. And they're like, look, when this voice comes out, it's so good, so realistic. We got to warn you, users, you could get emotionally attached to ChatGPT.
Like the guy on the podcast?
Should have hired it for that podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
I murdered somebody.
As OpenAI rolls out the advanced version of voice mode for its latest model, GPT 4.0, the company says the feature could increase the risk of some users seeing artificial intelligence models as human-like. GPT 4.0's human-like high-fidelity voice could make the issue of hallucinations or a model's tendency to make up fake or nonsensical information worse, they said in a report on the AI model's safety. While these instances may appear benign, there is signal for a need for continued investigation into how these effects might manifest over longer periods of time. You could form social relationships with the AI, but I think you'll be fine. I don't think ChatGPT will break up with you. That would be the tough part. Here's Insecure Walrus talking about wearing black.
Well, for anybody that's going to be an AV tech or a stagehand,
thought about that too.
A live sound, live lighting person, anything like that, we wear all black all the time. It's in our job description. It's in our attitude and life description. It's just kind of how this works. So they're really, really knocking out the theater kids right there. But, you know,
Sad.
Everybody else also just enjoys wearing black.
It just seems dumb. It's one of the dumber things I've heard in a little while. Kevin has a dispatch about the Trump foul language.
I went back and listened to the interview. He does say effing bad. Sean, you're right. Sabrina, wrong.
He says effing bad. I ran it
Celine,
through.
update the scoreboard.
I ran it through the like audio to text features that I could find out there, and all the audio to text things that I could find easily, and some of them make you sign up for stuff. But I think most of them just use Google's cloud services like the Dispatch translation feature does. It says, how did they do with the debate the other night? Oh, it's amazing. That old broken down pile of crap, talking about Biden. Yeah, it's a bad guy. So that's the line there. He just quit, he's quitting the race. Is that right? Yeah, I got him out of the race, and that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. You're so bad. So they took bad as the word. You're so pathetic. Oh, amazing. Now, I just can't imagine. Can you imagine that guy with dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person, and on with the clip? That's what the transcription says. Everybody is going to hear their own thing.
I heard she's so bad and she's pathetic, but I didn't hear bitch.
I didn't hear she. I heard he's in that, but again, everybody's going to take away whatever they take away. There's no official answer to the question, but it didn't seem obvious to me. And when I listened to it, I didn't hear bitch.
I don't really think the official answer matters. Are we to just pretend, like live in a pretend land where the candidates, after they get off TV, they don't talk crap about each other?
No, of course they do. That's why I look at these little things and I'm like, there's enough real stuff. Like if you don't like Trump, or let's say Kamala with the crowd thing, like there's enough things that you could say, hey, I'm worried about Kamala being president for these reasons. You don't have to pretend there was AI with the crowd in the hangar, the airplane hangar, because there wasn't. Like I know somebody texted in Celine and said, and they were like, why are there no videos from people's cameras at the event? And that's sort of one of the weird things that I see happening out there so much. There's a supposition in there. And the supposition is carrying all of the weight. The supposition is that there are, of all of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who were there, not one person recorded that speech and not one person recorded the crowd size. But that's just wrong. Tons of people did. There's all kinds of videos. I saw it from every angle you could possibly see it this weekend as people were arguing about this. So the supposition is not true, and it's everything that you're leaning on to get to your point. That happens with a lot of people online. I'm a PC says, how to get conservatives to vote for Kamala.
If you guys want your conservative friends to vote for Kamala, just tell them, imagine the look on Hillary's face when she's not voted the first female president.
That could work with none of them, but, it's worth trying, I guess. El Scorcho has the last one for us right now. This is about Mona Lisa, believe it or not. Hello?
Hey, y'all. I heard Celine say that the quote-unquote front flash is kind of rare from a female, which he was right, it is. But I saw this video on Twitter just kind of doom scrolling like a couple nights ago, and it was a woman in front of the Mona Lisa. Like, it appeared to be the actual painting, like behind the railing, like right in front of it, kind of like dancing on the railing. Anyway, she had a corset on, like boobs fully covered, but she was just full on front flashing, full bushing it out, and then she had on some like stiletto booties. Anyway, I don't know if this was like a real video or when or like why this happened, but anyway, I guess I'll have to try and find it now to send it to you guys.
Yeah, link. Picture it didn't happen.
Also, is it flashing if you have such a giant bush that you can't see anything?
It kind of becomes this is a little bit of controversy territory too. We just watched what was the movie? Courtney and I it doesn't matter what the movie was. Okay. Courtney and I just watched this movie.
Does it have boobs in it? And of course it matters.
No, in it the woman, it was one of the Halloween movies. It was one of the rebooted Halloween movies. And in it one of the characters goes into the morgue area of the hospital. And there's a man who's on one of the morgue tables and he's totally naked, completely naked. But he's a large man. You can't say fat anymore. He's a large man. And because of that,
biggest stomach I've ever seen, can't say fat ass. They don't like it when you say fat ass.
Even though he's totally naked, you can't see anything. So it was right. I doubt they even got a ding on the MPAA rating
like
for
the
it.
Austin Powers opening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it still could be PG-13. Despite them being fully nude, they would just place something right in front of the particular parts of it. So that is a bush.
It's a controversial world. Yeah, the world of what actually constitutes flashing is a dangerous one to navigate. But you guys can do that with your dispatches. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, record yours now. We'll get to some of those next. We'll get to this email hack in a bit, and why there's a lot of people upset about an aquarium, I put that in air quotes, in Brooklyn, New York. Wait till you hear this insanely weird story. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
Ah, damn, he did it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
Hoping your Monday ride is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. It looks like all lanes are closed. Poinciana Boulevard southbound approaching US 192, the Erlo Bronson Memorial Highway. And right now also 2 delays northbound on the 429 toll, one at Colonial Drive and another approaching Clarkona, but neither incident is causing a delay. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road 535. Thankfully, the rest of the major highways and roads are clear. Also, our Valvoline instant oil change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
$100 million. That is how much the Florida Hometown Heroes program for down payment assistance has been funded with for 2024. This gives all eligible first-time home buyers, those that have not owned a home for the past 3 years, and all veterans and active duty military a down payment assistance fund up to $35,000. Find out today if you're eligible for this money by starting your pre-approval application at thatmortgageguy.com. Don't wait too long and make sure you're getting down payment assistance with the assistance of That Mortgage Guy Don.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with That Mortgage Guy Don.com.
Win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One. September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Keep listening for your next chance to be there.
Own the moment with the Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses. Wear timeless styles with technology that lets you listen to music, capture pictures and videos, live stream, make a hands-free call or text, and even ask Meta AI questions on the go, all while you stay present in the moment.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Enjoying the News Junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you and your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind. If you've been in a car accident, you need to know a term. It's
called statute of limitations. That means you have 2 years from the time of the accident to actually file a lawsuit if need be. If you don't do that, you're going to lose your rights to the claim. Now, sometimes some lawyers will wait till the last minute to file or contact you with just about a month left saying that they don't know if they want to proceed with your case. Be careful with that. For more information, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546, office Orlando.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Limited time. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, tells us about the advantages the speed of audio production affords their growing tech company.
At Moderna, we have a mindset saying that we pivot fearlessly. And I think with audio, you can pivot fearlessly. You can go where the news is and bringing in content that perhaps you didn't have a few weeks earlier. It's less 6 months in advance or 3 months in advance when you do a TVC. You're able to create really nimble content, which I think in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events.
Is somebody messing with us?
Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
About this aquarium in air quotes in Brooklyn, but before we talk about that, did either of you see the very, very popular third plate debate that went viral this weekend?
No,
I did not.
Okay,
Tell me
this
more.
is something that happens a lot where somebody will post on AITA, am I the asshole, on Reddit, and then they'll screen cap it and it'll explode on every other platform. And this was everywhere. Here's one of the posts where they mentioned this, 18.9 million views. And the person says, am I the asshole for assuming my daughter could have a third plate? And they said, throw away because my sister knows my Reddit and I don't want this causing drama. Yesterday, my sister hosted a family dinner at her house. It was one of those just because dinners, no special occasion. My sister is a great cook and she made tons of food for that one night. My daughter was on her second plate by the end of the night. Once she finished, she asked if she could get another one. I said yes, but my sister, her aunt, looked at her with a shocked expression and said, "Another plate?" My daughter turned around and gave a somewhat uncomfortable look. My daughter is 16 and has 2 part-time jobs to pay for some of her college tuition, so she usually doesn't eat until 7 or 8 p.m. So I didn't even blink twice when she got up to grab her third plate. I turned to my sister and said, "She's been working all day without anything to eat. You made tons of food. It won't hurt for her to get another plate." My sister started yelling, saying something about how it wasn't my place to say if my daughter could get more of her food that she made.
Okay.
Now, I do somewhat agree with that and might be the a-hole because of that. Looking back, I'm thinking maybe I should have asked, this person says. She said, "My daughter ended up not getting another plate, and the vibe was awkward, so we just decided to go. Before we left the door, my sister stopped me and told me I should have taught my daughter manners and how it isn't right to get more than one plate at somebody else's house."
I have broken that rule a lot of times.
At first, I thought this was like a fat thing. Like the person was going to go, "Whoa, third plate, a little bit much."
Third plate,
not about that
Porky.
at all. They're suggesting like, you're pulling from my reserves. Like this food is mine and I want leftovers. And your third plate has like violated an agreement. You can only have 2 plates or 1 even.
Well, then
of
you
food.
make enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be damned. It's no friend or family member of mine that doesn't serve food in which I'm going home with a plate.
That's
Because
the
it's
point.
that much food.
Isn't that the point? The point is like everybody dig in. Enjoy yourself. Plate, please? That's weird. She said, "I told my sister she was being ridiculous, and somehow our voices got loud enough where my mom started to hear us in the small corner. She came over and started telling me she agreed with my sister. And it was rude for my daughter to eat that many plates. I started to get fed up when they began telling me I wasn't teaching her proper manners, so I left. Then, of course, they began texting my phone saying how it was rude to leave in the middle of a conversation. I don't think I was the a-hole at all for leaving because I wasn't going to stay in a place where I felt disrespected, but I'm not sure about the plate thing." And this just spun people all sorts of directions. Like there were camps of people who were like, "Absolutely, that's greedy. It's too much. You're taking too much." And I'm like, you guys must have grown up somewhere different.
Come on, yeah.
Like when I was growing up, if we had, let's say we went over to my uncle or an aunt's house in Wellington, if we went over there, they put out a spread of food, and it was the idea, the vibe was like, eat up, everybody, enjoy, dig in. I could see if there was like a limited amount of things going, well, there was only 8 lobster claws, and you took 7 of the lobster claws. But generally speaking, there's nothing wrong with this.
Now,
especially if it's like buffet style. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is all very bizarre to me. And now I'm like looking back at all the other times where I'm like, I've gone up for like 4.
Yeah, I'm trying to see is it a cultural thing. Like, are there people who grew up some places where they go, "Ooh, you don't do that. It's not acceptable."
It could
around
be.
these parts.
There could be a culture thing associated with. I do think it's funny that they use a throwaway account, and now it's viral. So her sister and her mother probably know that a lot of people are talking about this exact situation. She says the OP, the original poster, says in one of the comments, "Everyone else was pretty much done with their meal after the second portion. We all finished at the same time and know there was plenty of food left. Thanks for asking."
Yeah,
I think in this situation, if the sister doesn't want anybody else eating any food after 2 portions, to put the food away.
Correct.
I mean, was the food still out? Well, then that's on you.
Or lay down some rules beforehand. Could you imagine if when we went to...
I would want to go to somebody's house if they're put out dinner and they said, "Only 2 plates, please."
Well, if we went,
it doesn't
if we
sound
went
like a Latin family or an Italian family, I got to be honest, or a black family.
Definitely not an Italian family. I don't know who it sounds like. Everybody that I know is like super generous with food at an event like this. Could you imagine if during Celine's baby shower, you know that delicious spread of food that he had out at that thing? Oh my God! If Celine would have come out and gone, "Sean, I got to talk to you. Listen, fatty, I notice you've been grazing quite a bit on the food over here.
What number plate is that?"
Yeah, that is. I've been counting. That's the 4th deviled egg that you've had, and we can't do that.
We were less concerned about your 4th deviled egg and more about your 16th White Claw.
That is a good point. I do remember that.
Okay, well, I think you could be into fair territory there. Like if somebody starts drinking all your alcohol, and you're like, "What? Yeah. It's a party," and you've had like a bottle of liquor or wine. A whole bottle of wine, you drink it all for that could be fighting grounds.
But
right
for
there.
a party like that, like, okay, that you're talking about my baby shower. That is a party that we are throwing for a bunch of people. I think there's no expectation of, contribution from the people invited. Whereas if we're just like, hey, we're going to hang out by the pool and, bring your suit if you want and bring, whatever you want to drink, and you show up with a bottle of you show up with a couple of Red Bulls and then house all the vodka. You'd see, now we have some words.
I've been guilty of that before. Yep, I feel a little guilty.
Sean.
Beetlehaw says, this is definitely a Presbyterian family. So we got to get to the bottom of this. Like, what culture is there such food insecurity that you go, whoa, plate 3?
Or they make enough food for a plate 3, and they still get mad at you for it.
You can look at more food, but you can't eat any more food. I'm sorry. We didn't even get to these stories. We will, though. We'll get to the Chapel Roan is Right story and this aquarium and air quotes in Brooklyn.
See, I'm going to go get my third plate in the kitchen. You in?
I'm kind of finishing off.
Hold on, though. Hold the flag on the field. What if you guys had some local restaurant, let's say Van Barry's, brings you some delicious food?
Oh, we've been in this situation before.
They put it down, and some salesperson gets 3 different plates, like 3 plates of the stuff.
As long as we've gotten to eat.
As long as you're done eating, I guess that's the key element there. Like, nobody's being shorted, so nobody's being victimized.
I was like, hey, we got this food, but I can't see what I had ordered. And they're like, oh, we don't know. No, they went higher ups and looked at the security camera and found out it was somebody else who had taken it. And I will never forget, they came up to me in the kitchen like, it was me. I'm sorry. All right. I just want to apologize. I didn't realize it was your food. I'm like, did you read the name
were they coming in hot like that?
Yeah, because they had gotten talking to him. Like, no, it's not a big deal, man.
It's funny when you have somebody apologize to you in an angry way. You're like,
then I'm like, I'm sorry that you can't see that it said Sabrina.
What's happening? What happened? All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get to jury duty plus those stories I teased, I promise, and we'll get to your takes on everything. You send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. That's coming up next on The News Junkie.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Steph Curry carried Team USA to gold after an incredible finish against France. For Steph, it's not just about his shooting. It's the confidence, demeanor, willingness to take over in the biggest spots. Great shots for him or bad shots for every other player. He wasn't much of a factor early in these games, but turned it on. Now he's an Olympic gold medalist to add to his layers on one of the most impressive resumes ever. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most. Attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Big news for veterans and first-time homebuyers. The Hometown Heroes program provides up to $35,000 down payment and closing costs. Get pre-approved at thatmortgagguydon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Limited time. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey guys, August is National Wellness Month, and you talk about wellness and being well and taking care of yourself. I can't tell you how many people, well, I can tell you, I think I've counted in the past month or so, at least 6 people have told me they've been to Life Imaging FLA, they got their free heart scan, and they found out that they had a problem with their heart, blockage in their heart. They ran to the hospital, and it saved their lives. That's 6 people that I know of that are Monster listeners, Monster fans. This is really an awesome thing. It's Life Imaging FLA. They know that, the first detection of heart disease can be sudden death, so early detection saves lives of cancer and of heart disease. Get that heart scan. Just go ahead and pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is a $699 value that is worth it. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, you'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. It's Life Imaging FLA. Ask about cancer screening too. Life Imaging FLA.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
Get ready to cool down this summer with the ultimate treat. This delectable dessert is too thick for a straw, but just right for a fry. Is it a milkshake? Is it ice cream? Neither. It's a Frosty. Come taste your favorite small Frosty flavor for just $1. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Global Citizen is the world's largest community of activists powered by people like you. Join the movement to defend the planet, demand equity, and defeat poverty by downloading the Global Citizen app. Track your impact with daily goals and tangible actions that address global issues most important to you. Connect with other global citizens and celebrate a better tomorrow. Create change every day. Download the Global Citizen app now, available in the App Store and Google Play.
Sponsored by the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenickley.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos.
Well, why did it explode? That's the big question. Right now, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Phil emails the show. Phil says, I smoked chicken wings yesterday for some friends that came over. When we were done, we still had about 20 wings left over. I had my oldest son tell his friends to come over and take them home. I think it's more offensive as the cook if people don't go for seconds or thirds. If you make that much food, let the people eat, says Phil. Agreed. I just can't understand that story, really, but here we are.
We had someone comment, too. So let's say somebody buys like a bunch of pizzas, and that's kind of a free-for-all. And then someone goes in and they grab like 7 or 8 slices, but they just eat the toppings. And then throw away like the the actual dough part and put it right in the trash can that's next to the boxes of, now the empty boxes of pizza.
Uh-huh.
Is that rude?
I think the argument there would be like, is it wasteful? I don't. It depends.
Definitely seems wasteful.
I know, but wait, doesn't it go back to the same thing that we landed on with the other story? If everybody got to eat, then what's the
What
foul?
if no one got to eat?
If nobody got to eat, because one person just
Everybody
ate them
got
all?
to eat, all right? Everybody got to eat, Sabrina. You got to eat.
Like the fat kid on Kindergarten Cop, where he ate all the other kids' lunches. Oh, yeah.
Throwback.
Oh, it's a good time.
Wait, the fat kid in Kindergarten Cop ate other people's lunch?
The little fat kid in Kindergarten Cop, he ate all the other kids' lunches, and he was like throwing up SpaghettiOs or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a long time.
I was thinking of Chris Farley and Billy Madison just getting stoned and eating the kids' lunches.
That's the adult version of it. Leslie Joe emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
By the way, I was the pizza guy, if you didn't get that from the Sabrina story.
Why did you just eat the... Oh, I know why you just ate the top.
I'm low carbon.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
There was so much pizza. I think that's perfectly fine.
It was like 5 boxes.
Audible prank.
When I was little, my dad was diagnosed with foot cancer, and they had to amputate his foot below the knee. Since that was in the early 90s, the tech for prosthetics has improved greatly, but for a long while, it was hard for him to walk, says Leslie. During his journey, he found that bicycling was a great way for him to get exercise, and he started training with more intensive rides, going up to 10,000 miles on his bike each year. Jesus. He finally made it to the Paralympics, enjoyed the experience, but realized that he wasn't going to win, and he kept going, knowing he wouldn't place in the event. During the event, he noticed one of his peers was struggling to get through the race. My dad knew this man was a brain cancer survivor, and this man was majorly overheating and needed help, but didn't want to end the race. There were water stations along the course and volunteers. So my dad whistled to the volunteer coming up that he needed a water bottle for the biker next to him. I should add, I'm not sure why the guy couldn't or didn't stop, but my dad was able to miraculously catch a water bottle from a volunteer during the ride and get close enough to the overheating rider to pour the water on his head to help him out. Turns out it was helpful to the guy in need, and my dad said the result was more fulfilling than winning the race itself. Look at that. He didn't try to get back to the Paralympics, but realistically, he's old now. Many stories of his prosthetic leg flying off while on off-road bike trails. Cheers, Leslie Joe. The stories are always on the fringes of these things, just like that. All right, we'll get to more of those in a bit, but let me run through these quickly. Chapel Roan did another massive concert over the weekend. They said at the Outside Lands show, it's a festival that she played at, Outside Lands, they said 50,000 of the 75,000 attendees were there for her alone. We're just there for Chapel Roan, this pop artist that's blowing up right now. And in the middle of it, she started to go on a rant, and I totally agree with her. She started to talk about the VIP section that was near the stage and how everybody in the crowd, everybody everywhere, front, back, middle, left, right, they were all dancing, singing, having fun. And if you look over at the VIP section, nothing. Like they were all way too cool to get into this and to enjoy a show. And I remembered one time the first iHeartRadio Music Festival, when we did the first one in Vegas, being there. And the first night, it was all salespeople and like people from companies that the salespeople were trying to wine and dine.
Well, clients, yeah.
Clients, yes. And they were like trying to impress them and go to the show. And everybody was too cool to just have a good time and enjoy the show. And I think Kelly Clarkson was on stage and she made mention of it. She's like, geez, what's going on here? Like the vibes are off. That's a really lame way to be in public at an event like this. And it's always like the VIP people. And it doesn't happen for us. Not for Just Okay. I'm not talking about Just Okay VIP people. But it happened at the other story for sure. And I guess it happened with her at this event with 75,000 people in attendance. That is a lot. And in Brooklyn, there's a controversy over an aquarium, in air quotes. Here's what happened. A couple of longtime Brooklyn residents were lounging in the heat last week, staring at a sidewalk tree pit. So, you know, when you're going down the sidewalk and there's like the area where the tree is? Well, that little tree pit was flooded by a leaky fire hydrant, and they came up with an idea. They said, here goes nothing. After fortifying the edges of the tree bed with rocks and bricks, they bought 100 common goldfish from a pet store for $16 and dumped them in the sidewalk water. and people started gathering around from the neighborhood, looking at the homemade aquarium next to the Brooklyn tree in the middle of the street here in Brooklyn. And as videos and news stories from the fish pit circulated online, it got the attention of animal rights activists who showed up on a rescue mission. They grabbed them all. They said there was only 2-inch deep water at the place where they did this. And
that's kind of messed up, man.
Yeah, while it seems like, oh, you're just doing a fun little thing for the neighborhood, they're like, you're killing them all, and they're living in their filth right now. This is not, what you're doing is not good for these animals. They saved them and put them elsewhere in Brooklyn.
Where?
It doesn't
There's
say.
my follow-up.
Does
The
not
heroes,
specify.
where'd
1
you
inch
put
of
'em?
water.
The aquaponic hero is what they said, was the person who came and grabbed these folks or these fish and saved them. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the news junkie.
Folks, fish, same thing.
Gotta say, when you're saying that behind a very loud bed, it sounded like something different.
I might be able to get away with it then, if that's the case.
No.
Some loud stuff and say, you know what I really think about?
That's all good.
And
Thank you.
just let it all out. Okay, let's go to this because I thought this was pretty insane. This weekend, there was an explosion at a house in Bel Air in California. And I'll put this up on See It Now on thenewsjunkie.com so you can see. But when I say this house exploded, suffice to say, this house exploded. And
smithereens.
There's literally smithereens. Look, there's nothing left. The house next door was destroyed a bit, and you see a fire going. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened here. But look, there's
gas
the
leak.
house. It might be a gas leak. The house is gone. It is flattened. And what's left is kind of indecipherable stuff. It's just like a bunch of stuff all together. I think no, I don't believe anybody was home, but the visuals on this are stunning. I'll put it up over on See It Now. Hold on, let me see if I can get an update because I hadn't seen anything. Bel Air explosion on the place that blew up. 2 killed. There was 2 killed. A utility contractor and a residence. This is as of an hour ago, this update. Killed in this house explosion. Let's see. A massive explosion killed 2 people and displaced a dozen families. An explosion leveled a house around 6:45 a.m. All of a sudden, a massive explosion, a bomb went off. All the doors blew open. The front door blew open. The basement doors blew open. The back door blew open, said a neighbor. The front door actually went above the house next door and landed in our backyard. They said a B&G, that's like their power company, I think, contacted crew was on the scene to fix an electrical problem in the area when somebody called 911 to report the smell of gas. Then the house exploded. Neighbors ran outside and saw the contractor, and one of them ended up dying, a 35-year-old, and the homeowner, a 73-year-old. And it is just an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
So
hopefully
check
quick.
that out. Yeah, I think it would have been. I think that would have been faster than to the point where they didn't even realize what happened. So that'll be up in just a moment on the See It Now section of thenewsjunkie.com. When we return, let's get into this Secret Service scandal. This is crazy. And it's something that not enough people, I don't think, are talking about today. But the details are fascinating, and they're coming up next on the News Junkie.
The NFL preseason continues as the Tampa Bay Bucks travel to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars on Saturday. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hoping your Monday ride is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. It looks like all lanes are closed. Poinciana Boulevard southbound approaching US 192, the Erlo Bronson Memorial Highway. And right now also 2 delays northbound on the 429 toll, one at Colonial Drive and another approaching Clarkona, but neither incident is causing a delay. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535. Thankfully, the rest of the major highways and roads are clear. Also, our Valvoline instant oil change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Limited time. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Renewal by Andersen is having their end of summer sale, and it's hotter than the Florida sun, and that's saying something. Renewal by Andersen's windows combine chic design with custom-built craftsmanship, providing impact resistance against Florida's extreme weather, which is more important than ever now that we're in the midst of the hurricane season, especially if you live on Florida's coast. Plus, everything is made in the USA. Now through August 31st, receive $300 off every window and $825 off all patio doors. Plus, zero money down, zero payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. And be one of the first 50 callers and receive a free True Scene screen upgrade. Again, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PREP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text PREP to 42424. That's PREP to 42424.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the new
Joshua emails the show. And he says, retraction. And we'll see. Joshua says, I'm usually on board with you putting boneheaded dispatchers in their place, but I think you owe a recent listener an apology. Somebody had dispatched about the Mr. B story and mentioned them hiring a sensitivity trainer and admonished them. Or you admonished them for saying that, hold on, let me say this again. Someone called about the Mr. B story and mentioned them hiring a sensitivity trainer, admonished them saying you were only said they were hiring an HR manager. I think he's saying they just got screwed up. You're right. You never said they were hiring a sensitivity trainer. You did report they were implementing company-wide sensitivity training. Is it a leap to assume that would require hiring a sensitivity trainer? Thought you might want to make it right. I don't care that much. But the point at the time was the person thought it was like a big woke thing. And I don't think that's what's happening with the Mr. Beast thing. It's like a big cover your ass thing. Because he has himself roped up in like 4 controversies at once with like lolicon stuff.
Tis the season, like multiple podcasts that I don't really listen to, but I've seen their clips online, and it's like the co-host. It's like, guys, I'm obviously here by myself. I want to thank you for the support, but this is my decision to not have that person there and just hang along with us because the other guy's not coming back, or the other girl's not coming back, or the other they's not coming back. So,
are you familiar with the Try Guys on YouTube?
Yeah, they're old news considering.
We talked about them a long time ago because one of them was cheating on his wife.
One of them got caught by a fan. A fan took a photo of them, I think in like New York or something, and they were cheating on their partner that they had a newborn baby with. And okay, that's terrible.
Anybody want to tell me how that works?
His partner knows.
Christopher!
How could you say that? His
partner knows. Logistically, I have no time.
Yeah, true. It might have been like he goes, I got to go to New York for work. I got to go for business. But he cheated on his wife, and he had just had a kid, and he kind of was positioning himself on the show as the family man or whatever. But I remember cringing so hard afterwards when the other 3 guys booted him off the show and were like, the other 2 guys. Wait, no, there was 4. There was 4 total, and then they lost all of them.
Maybe the quad guys.
No, it's TRY. They try stuff.
Yeah.
Never mind what I said.
Yeah. So at the time, you're kind of right in a way. It gets there. At the time, there was 4 of them, and then this controversy came up, and they did a video where they were like, we just want to really apologize. You know, this is not acceptable. It's like a dude cheated on his wife. That's bad behavior and everything. But like the other people, like if I ever got in a scandal like that, the idea that you and C-Lane would have to make a statement on it or do that is ridiculous to me. It's weird.
Ridiculous, but we probably would have to.
Why?
Because
we didn't have to before.
You're right. But boy, did we get talked to about it. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
If there
you have to listen to the show.
If there was a scandal in one of our personal lives about like cheating on a spouse, iHeart would never say you have to make some sort of statement about that. If they did, that would be ridiculous. There's a lot of like.
Well, I imagine that they made those statements because the fans called for it, or the people had no idea who they were.
Probably. And sometimes that's a great example of how your fan base can get poisonous. And a poisonous fan base can ruin a show. I've seen this happening so many times, really over the last like 10 years or so, where the fan base will just like get out of control in terms of what they expect from the show, and like with political beliefs and all sorts of stuff. It gets messy, but I would never think anybody would have to make a statement on that front. It's like a personal thing.
Don't consider it a challenge either, Sean, please.
I won't.
Thank
I would
you.
never do that to begin with. I would not do that. But long story short, no, I'm not retracting anything. We were talking about the Mr. B story. I said he was hiring an HR guy or HR person, and he is hiring an HR person. Joshua is still talking about stolen valor. He says, I can't help it. I have to comment again.
On, Joshua.
I held it back before, but you guys revisited the topic, and I have to chime in. I think it's narrow-minded to think that a drone pilot is not putting their life on the line. A drone pilot explicitly, if they're remote, is not putting their life on the line. I don't see where you would even think that.
If they're remote from...
Unless the enemy drone follows the other drone back home.
And then bombs the source of the droning?
Right, and that's what I said last week. I said if you're a drone pilot and you are overseas at a base that could be bombed, You're a lot more on the line than if you are a drone pilot sitting at the Pentagon.
If you're a commander and you are the one giving out where everyone's going, are you not putting your, like, are you not servicing your country or not considered a veteran if you're not there, like, on the front lines, but you told the front lines where to go?
No, I mean, all of these people would be veterans. People who don't ever see action are veterans.
But is that, would you put that in the stolen valor?
No,
umbrella?
not unless they're a veteran who saw no combat time, like Tim Walz, pretending or alluding to the fact that they saw combat time. That's the only time I would think that was okay. This person says, taking somebody's life, even from thousands of miles away, can have lasting and ruinous effects on an individual's sanity. They might not be in physical peril, but their life might never be the same, just something to think about. Yeah, the way I look at it is, the most extreme version of this would be if there was actually still hand-to-hand combat between warring factions and two people fighting each other physically with like a knife or something. One ends the other one's life. And then you back away from that for people who are just in a modern war zone shooting at other individuals or getting shot at themselves. And then you back up from that for the support staff that's there locally where the war is brewing and therefore a potential target. Like, there are people who peel potatoes, but they might be at a military base in an active war zone and they get hit with a rocket or something. So that you're still in danger's way.
Like I said about the drone pilot.
Yes. Then there's people who are support staff who are not in the theater of operations, who are elsewhere. Those people are even less attached to it. Then there's people who are stateside, like my father, who never were involved in any sort of combat at all. All of those people are veterans. All of those people put something in for their country. But I think those are all different layers of what I would say is your military experience. And pretending to be in one category that you're not, it doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to discount or dismiss the idea that if you were flying drones and dropping bombs on people and ending lives, that's not something that stays with you.
No, of course it would.
That's kind of crazy.
And just like the dispatcher who was taking care of soldiers who had returned with severe injury, that's something that probably sticks with her for the rest of her life.
Of course. But that person made the direct claim that they were every much a part of the war as somebody fighting in Vietnam.
They said a Vietnam vet.
A Vietnam vet, yeah.
They're a Vietnam vet.
No, I wouldn't use that.
They're a veteran of the Vietnam War?
Not if they're working for a hospital. Well, I don't know. Is it a military hospital?
Yes,
I don't know.
that's what she said.
It all gets a little bit tied up in the weeds, and it's fine if you're not pretending to be one of those things. Okay, this is absolutely insane to me. Have you guys seen the Secret Service story at all yet, or did you miss this weekend?
Missed it.
Yeah,
all right, check out this. This is the security footage here, and
never mind. I did see this.
You did see this? This is a security footage from a hair salon, and this is a Secret Service staff person that you see. They go up to the security system. I don't know if there's audio here. Oh, there is some audio. They go up to the security system and they tape it off first. And then they pick the lock on this salon's door. And throughout the event that they're throwing, they continuously use this salon as a bathroom for the Secret Service, thus breaking into a person's place, right? They broke into somebody's place.
Why?
And utilized the bathroom there, because I guess it was maybe convenient for them or something.
You could have just asked them.
Yeah, they didn't. This person only knew when they saw this footage right here. When they saw the security footage, that's when they realized.
It smells like someone took a dump in here.
I don't know if they smelled it or what. I know, hold on, here's some of the details. It says Secret Service busted into a salon to let people use the bathroom during a Kamala Harris fundraiser, a business owner says. Secret Service taped over a Berkshire business's security camera while Kamala Harris was in Massachusetts, like the Secret Service needs any more problems right now. Soon after, strangers came into the salon, which was closed and locked, to use the bathroom. The business owner says she felt violated. I'm sure that she did. They said it was worse than a bad hair day. Secret Service agents taped over a security camera and broke into a Massachusetts hair salon while securing the area for Kamala Harris in a campaign event. The intrusion happened on July 27th. The owner of the 413 salon, Alicia Powers, said she'd closed her Pittsfield, Massachusetts business that day at the request of the Secret Service, which examined the area earlier in the week. The salon is located behind the Colonial Theater, a performing arts space in the Berkshires where Harris was speaking at the time. They had a bunch of people in and out of here doing a couple of bomb sweeps. I totally understand that they have to do that, they said. A Secret Service spokesperson told Business Insider the agency's employees would not enter without the permission of the business owner, but acknowledged an agent taped over the security camera lens. At 8:10 that Sunday morning or Saturday morning, a Secret Service agent wearing a dark suit and an open-collared white shirt with no pin on her lapel walked up, swinging a roll of masking tape, looked at the door, taped over the security camera, and then from there, I guess, picked the lock and went into this place. And one reason why this is a big deal is because this is the rare brought up Third Amendment.
I was going to say the third. This is, I mean, it's weird because they're not soldiers, but it's the government basically using your property without your knowledge or approval.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of quartering of soldiers.
Everybody knows First Amendment is freedom of speech. Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. And a lot of people know the Fourth Amendment is against illegal search and seizure. They skip right over the Third Amendment. The Third Amendment is, here's the actual text of it. No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. And what the Secret Service did here, operating as law enforcement for the presidential candidate in Kamala Harris, was a violation of the Third Amendment. It seems pretty clear to me. And just overall bad behavior. Like, you picked the lock of a private, not residence, but a private business and started utilizing the place with no permission to do so.
That's strange.
Talk about feeling like you're above the law. Like, they clearly thought we could just do whatever we want to do here.
And you'd think the bathrooms would be easy to get to with all the fake AI crowd.
Or they could have just asked, right? Like, they could have literally just said, hey, we need a space to get a couple of things done and maybe use the restroom. Would you mind?
It kind of makes you wonder if they've participated in this kind of stuff before. I think we would know about it with the amount of doorbell cams and other kind of cameras that are around, but
probably. But I also wonder if it's because there's much more scrutiny right now in the Secret Service on account of the Trump assassination attempt, and maybe we wouldn't even have seen this otherwise. It's pretty crazy.
Does that mean that they already had the lock picker on standby?
Or, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody just knew how to do it. It just happened to be the case. All right, let's go over to you. Let's see what's happening here. We got your dispatches rolling in as per usual over on the newsjunkie.com. And whatever you have on your mind is fine by us. I'm delaying because the dispatches are not working at the moment. So I'll get into something else here in a moment. But you can, generally speaking, send one by going over to the newsjunkie.com. On your Android device, your iPhone, whatever you got, very likely there's a way for you to send us a dispatch. Tips of the newsjunkie.com. And G in Naples says, morning, Sean. Morning, good afternoon, whatever. What do you think of this UK free speech topic currently? Seems like they may be classifying posts as terroristic or provoking violence. I don't think people realize that you may hear differing opinions with free speech. We take the First Amendment for granted here. And then they said, have you ever listened to the Sean Ryan show? I have not heard of that person. He may have some show topics buried in there, blah, 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 blah. G in Naples. Thank you, G. I did see this, and some of it was insane to me. Like the cops in the UK who were coming out saying, hey, even if you're elsewhere, if you're not even in the UK, we may come after you if you're posting stuff that we think is incendiary. Just nuts to me. We have freedom of speech for now in the United States of America, and we should cherish it, absolutely cherish it. We need it now more than ever because we have radicalized parties where either one getting in charge would like to snuff out any kind of dissent. And you see what happens right now in the UK where they could say, like, you misgendering somebody, they can toss you behind bars for. Whatever they deem to be hateful speech, they can throw you in jail for it. That is bad precedent and bad law. And what do I think? I hate it. Here is Mo Manji, the realtor.
Hey, guys. I hope you guys are doing well.
You too.
Sean, if you did anything to Courtney, don't worry. Celine and Sabrina wouldn't have to say anything. I would come onto the show and say how much of an asshole you are. Thanks. Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mo Manji. I think it would be right to that. Well, it wasn't a Sabrina and Celine show that we talked about. It was
Lane and Fritz.
The Lane and Fritz show, and then the Sabrina show at loggerheads with each other. And that would happen as a result of that, too. There's lots of different potential outcomes with this show. Here's Not Your Average Joe with the Dispatch.
What's up, y'all? Happy today. All right, Sean. On this whole stolen valor stuff, my father served, I guess, during Vietnam, but he was stationed in the Sanford Air Base. He was an aircraft electrical engineer. He would fix the planes that came back from Vietnam to send them back over so they could keep serving in Vietnam.
Oh, that's cool.
There is no way he would ever call himself a combat veteran. He knew he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the lady that worked in the hospital here in the States during the Vietnam War, I'm going to age myself now, but Sean, you're not too much younger than me, really a little bit.
We'll see.
But you remember the show MASH?
Yes.
That show was about a hospital in Korea in a war zone. I'm pretty sure they got bombed. They lost doctors, stuff like that. That is a combat veteran. I mean, there's where your line is. Everybody can say what they want. Each side wants to believe what they want. I'm with you, man. What are the facts? What actually happened? Sniff that out if you're smart enough or care to.
Yeah, it doesn't seem complicated to me, the whole issue, but a lot of people seem to find it that way.
A lot of people, man, on the stolen valor thing with Waltz, have been focusing on. Well, he says he was an E9 or an E8, and it's been so nitpicky about what exact rank he had, and I was like, that I care less about. If the guy said he was in war or implied that he was in war and wasn't, that's something you should call out. But the whole rank thing, I was just like...
Well, apparently, we got a bunch of emails about this, and one person I thought did a good job of explaining it. So imagine in radio, you get you get a new job. You get an upgrade, and they go, we want you to be...
Let's be realistic, Sean.
This is in a fantasy world, of course. And they say, we want you to be the program director.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now you're going to be the program director of this radio station. If you then retired, you would retire as a program director. But apparently, as best as I can understand, if you're in the military, when you get a promotion, that promotion, like you get promoted to the title, but then you have to fulfill a set of things to actually achieve that status. So like you get, promoted to program director, and then you have to run the station for X amount of years. You got to do X, got to do Y, you got to Z. And if you retire before you accomplish those things, you retire at the lower level of rank.
Assistant program director.
Right, assistant program
or assistant to the program director.
Yeah, I think
the rankings are so confusing to me. But then I also know that if you do like JROTC, what is it? That you could start the military at a higher rank or a different level.
You get like a jump, like a I don't
know if it's a jump or it's just like a different...
It's like advanced placement for the Marines?
Yeah.
Nice.
But thank you for everyone and their services.
Yeah. The thing with Walls is it becomes more clear the more footage you see that he was keen to exaggerate and pretend like he had combat experience. What one example was, there's a video of him, and he said, when I left, my child was 2. When I came back from Kandahar, or wherever he's talking about, in Afghanistan, my child was 3. And it turned out he was talking about visiting Afghanistan and then going back home, and he missed his child's birthday. But it sounds like you were in war for a year while your child got older, and then finally you got to go back home. And there's just a long history where it's very clear what, to me at least, what he was doing. I think you should just stick to what his actual accomplishments were. Those are fine. You don't need to embellish anymore. It's impressive. 24 years in the military. It's kick-ass. Good for you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to these hacked emails for the Trump campaign. There was a lot of big announcements for Disney, strangely enough, over the weekend. And I feel like they're trying to compete here with this new theme park that Universal Studios.
That is exactly the what I got from that.
Because they charge so much money, I think maybe they're afraid people are going to go, yeah, but this is a new shiny thing over here. So they said, we got a lot of new shiny things on our own. We'll talk about that. It's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we'll talk sports with our buddy Brandon Kravitz. NFL preseason kicks off this weekend. Plus, we'll get Jack's final Olympic update. For trivia, it's Orlando Magical Dining Dinner for Two. And our buddy Ray Trinley drops by to talk a legal case pending right now. Plus, your calls, text, and talk back.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Hoping your Monday ride is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. It looks like all lanes are closed. Point Siena Boulevard southbound approaching US 192, the Earlo Bronson Memorial Highway. And right now also 2 delays northbound on the 429 toll, one at Colonial Drive and another approaching Clarkona, but neither incident is causing a delay. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535. Thankfully, the rest of the major highways and roads are clear. Also, our Valvoline instant oil change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Early Learning Coalition of Osceola County.
Want to give your child a learning experience that's free, fun, and gets them ready for the future? The voluntary pre-kindergarten program is your answer. It's available at no cost to any 4-year-old child residing in the state of Florida. Visit our website at elcosceola.org. That's elcosceola.org.
All right, folks, my friends at Maxine's on Shine are here to make your week even better with Maxine's Mind Boggler. Big congratulations to last week's winner, Garrett. Now, the first person to answer this riddle correctly wins a $25 gift card to Maxine's on Shine. Here is your riddle. What has 13 hearts but no other organs? What has 13 hearts but no other organs? If you know the answer, email me, Sabrina at realradio.fm. First person to answer correctly wins a $25 gift card. If you don't win today's riddle, don't worry. You got a shot every single week. Plus, you're going to feel like a winner every single time you visit Maxine's on Shine. Voted Best Downtown Orlando Restaurant 3 years in a row. Diverse, comfortable, and delicious with a splash of sexiness. For more information on location and reservations, go to Maxine'sOnShine.com.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming Wednesday, September 18th.
If you suffer from allergies, have you ever thought allergy treatment would be nice, but I bet it's really expensive? You can go get some Zyrtec or Claritin for $20, but think about how much that's going to add up over the years, decades, a lifetime. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, they can make your allergies go away for good. They don't just mask them like the over-the-counter meds. This is real treatment that'll save you money in the long run. Go to AspireAllergy.com to set your appointment today. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before while you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
If you ask any anyone who's experienced LASIK, they will tell you it's the best thing they've ever done. And more often than not, they'll add, I should have done it sooner. So what are you waiting for? The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations. Just text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. They've performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures using the latest state-of-the-art technology. If finances aren't concerned, they offer 24-month interest-free financing. Text 1041 to 868686 to schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Big news for veterans and first-time homebuyers. The Hometown Heroes program provides up to $35,000 down payment and closing costs. Get pre-approved at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thatmortgageguydon.com. When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zepeda, Chief Marketing Officer of Hyundai Motor America, talks about audio storytelling.
For an auto brand, a lot of people scratch their heads and say, why would you put your brand on a channel that doesn't show the sheet metal? But there's a lot we can talk about these vehicles that gets people excited about the car. And it's more than just the sheet metal. It really is about lifestyle in a lot of ways. For us, it's about storytelling. That's driving a lot of brand awareness, but we can also drive a lot of intent. And that's because we can talk a lot about the features. I think we're learning that we can get a lot more from audio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com. That's iHeartResults.com.
Radio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics, brought so many memorable moments.
Look, Captain America put the country on his back.
And you heard it on iHeartRadio. Relive all the amazing moments and stories of the 2024 Paris Olympics on 3 epic podcasts: The Podium, In the Village, and 2 Guys, 5 Rings. Open the free iHeart app, search Olympics, and start listening now.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
That's your dispatches before we wrap up the show today. Love these stories about huge breakthroughs in the medical world. Love to see this kind of stuff. And I think we're going to see so many amazing things in our lifetime happening. It's a drastic amount of change happening at a very rapid pace. It's easy to get lost in things with everything happening so fast, but just think back to, like, sometimes I'll think about the difference between 1200 and 1600. The difference between those years, negligible. Like, nothing crazy happened, not huge inventions, nothing that mind-blowing happened. Think about the difference between the 1700s and the 1800s. Nothing really insane happening there. Small things incrementally over time. But then the explosion from the 1900s to the 2000s, and it's like every week something stunning is happening. And that's cool. We should be happy about that.
It's too fast.
Now, this one's for you, ladies. This is maybe a miracle drug. The story is pretty interesting from Vox, and it says, can you delay menopause? A drug called rapamycin may help slow down aging. They say ovaries age faster than the rest of the body. Figuring out how to slow menopause might help all of us age better. For roughly half of humans, one thing is as certain as death and taxes. If you menstruate and live long enough, your ovaries will stop releasing eggs and your menstrual cycle will end. Menopause is weird, biologically speaking, they say. People, 5 species of whales, and maybe chimpanzees are the only animals that seem to live beyond the reproductive years. I never even thought about that before. Menopause does have a lot of evolutionary value beyond doesn't have a lot of evolutionary value beyond the hot flashes and night sweats and all that stuff. But now they have this drug that they've been working on in some studies, rapamycin, and they believe that not only could this push back menopause for women who take it, but it could slow the aging process, which is a huge, huge field of science that's exploding right now, where they're trying to make it so not only do we live till 99, how old is Jimmy Carter? 99, almost 100, I think?
Yeah. Almost 100.
Okay, and he said he's only trying to stay alive to see if Biden wins the election, he says. But
did anyone tell him the update?
At 99, that's true. I forgot about that. Maybe he wants Kamala to win now. I would assume he's going to transfer his vote over. But there is all
that
this
was
stuff
a joke,
happening.
right? He's not verbal, is he?
No, he said just as much as Google Jimmy Carter wants to live until election or something like that. You'll find the story that I'm talking about. Because at least this was in the news in the last several months, I believe. It's got to be out there. But when you think about this, you can live to 99. You can live to 100. You can live to 106 years old. But what we haven't been able to do is make it so the aging slows down. So when you're 105, you don't look 105. You're not shutting down in the way that a 105-year-old's body would be shutting down. What if you could lock in your body at 40, your looks at 40, for another 40, 50, 60 years. And you just maintain your cells aren't aging as quickly. Man, would that be phenomenally interesting and just a game changer in the world. Did you find this, Celine?
Yeah, I found a story from the New York Daily News that said his grandson said he's trying that. A handful of weeks ago, there was a headline on TV that said he's not like waking up every day.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, I mean, he's probably in pretty rough shape. Do you think his grandson is kind of conveying things so that he can get in the news alongside these stories?
Maybe, or just like...
Maybe he types some stuff out.
Maybe like his grandson is just saying like, oh, you know, he's maybe he was saying it as like an idiom almost, or he's just making it up to kind of make the situation better. Like, oh, you know, he's just kind of staying there long enough so he can vote for Kamala.
So... I mean, while we're here talking about it, I will find this very interesting. They're throwing like a huge bash for his 100th birthday.
A beach bash?
No, like a concert series.
Beach bash.
Like with, oh gosh, where is it? I remember seeing
Lawrence Welk.
Maren Morris.
All right.
Killer Mike.
What?
I swear. And a bunch of other bands. I'm like, where's Jimmy going to be?
That'd be great if he made an appearance.
What's going on?
It just went that I have to provide an email to continue reading.
Oh, you got drilled.
Tips at the news junkie.
Aaron Morris, Eric Church,
and
country
star.
The Warren Treaty.
I don't know that one.
Group Love, Drive By Truckers, D Nice, Chuck Lavelle, the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, and so many more. It's Jimmy Carter 100, a celebration and song.
Is it like a thing for Habitat for Humanity? Because he was big into that, which was a great charity. Is a great charity. Remains a great charity to this day.
There are tickets for sale though. Fitting
I
with
know they said
$100.
he built like a lot of houses. That guy. He did a lot of things. Real quick, we got to go through a couple of things to pay off some teases. One is the Trump campaign has now confirmed that they were hacked. And that internal documents, including early vetting documents for J.D. Vance and emails, have been stolen from the Trump campaign. There was a person who said their name was Robert, who went to Politico, and they said, I've got some documents here. Politico and the Trump campaign, and I think the U.S. government are saying that this is from Iranian hackers. So Iran is trying to meddle in our politics, much like the Hillary Clinton emails from, the previous elections. The campaign blamed foreign sources hostile to the United States, citing a Microsoft report on Friday that Iranian hackers sent a spear phishing email in June to a high-ranking official on a presidential campaign. And now Politico has at least some of these documents. The other ones I'm sure will eke out. The real red flag here should have been Robert, this Robert individual, was emailing from an AOL email account, which I didn't even know you could still do that. But they were doing this. Yeah, they wanted to make that cool again for a while.
You could like sign up for an email.
Well, you know what's funny about this in a weird way? Now the Trump campaign is like, hey, these are hacked documents. The media better do the right thing and not leak this information out, which is really at odds with what they were saying when Hillary Clinton's emails were hacked. And
show them all.
They seem pretty interested in like getting all of stuff out.
Look, crooked Hillary.
Yeah, people deserve to see this. So there's about 100% chance we're going to see what's in these emails and what these internal documents have to hold before the election, whether Politico publishes them or somebody else gets them.
Angel on YouTube has AOL.
I think it's cool.
It's old school, man. That goes way
a
back.
Hotmail account.
Hotmail's still out there. It's amazing some of those services are actually still up and running.
I'm
One
surprised
that throws
too.
me is that cc.cfl.org.com.
Oh, God. Isn't that
like Roadrunner?
Yeah, it's like a cable internet thing.
Yeah.
And you get the worst email addresses. All right, when we come back, here's what we're going to do. The final dispatch is the stories that didn't make the cut. We'll do this Disney announcement in California and what they said is on the way. And everything else that we need to do to wrap things up on a Monday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for the rest of your Monday. It will be hot and humid. Afternoon high temperatures will be climbing into the mid-90s, a high of 95 degrees today in Orlando with a feels like temperature of around 106 to 107. So be sure to stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and take lots of breaks, especially in the AC. We're also going to be tracking a couple of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Most of these will stay pretty isolated to scattered. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1932 $10 gold Indian coins have been found. These gorgeous 1932 gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 500 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1932 dated gold coin featuring Lady Liberty with an Indian war headdress and a majestic eagle. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1932 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 92 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-888-201-7635. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus over a $55 value free with every order. Call 1-888-201-7635 now to secure your 1932 $10 gold Indian coins before they sell out. Don't wait. You must act fast. Call now.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PREP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Max Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PREP to 42424. That's PREP to 42424.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. You know, August is National Wellness Month, and we want to celebrate that by getting as many of you guys over to Life Imaging FLA for their free hard scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And the numbers don't lie, man. In 30 to 40% of heart attacks, the very first symptom is sudden death. These guys at Life Imaging FLA are all about proactive prevention. And I want to encourage each one of you to explore their full body cancer screening as well. When you consider that 40% of adults will get cancer at some point in their life, early detection can save your life. Get that ultimate peace of mind with proactive screening. And remember, there are no dyes or injections. You don't have to take your clothes off. The entire process takes only 10 minutes. Guys, take a few minutes. Do what I did. Do what my wife did. Do what our in-laws did. Get with Life Imaging FLA right now and get your free hard scan. And it's easy to make your appointment. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free hard scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free hard scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that appointment today. It could change your life forever. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office, Orlando.
Here at Massey, we know a thing or two about bugs. We've been keeping pests out of homes for almost 100 years. Our customized pest prevention program keeps bugs outside, in their home, not yours. Because when we prevent pests from getting in, we protect health, home, and family. Make your home a Massey home. Schedule your free inspection today at MasseyServices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family. Together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, and you're having a good time.
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
iHeartRadio, let's go!
Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Feel the Bel Air difference. Let Bel Air help you declare energy independence with a new AC system for up to 50% savings on energy bills. Call or visit delair.com to book your free estimate and start saving with summer rebates, specials, and interest-free financing.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
Wrap everything up for a Monday. And somebody emailed about a rejoin asking earlier which one it was, and I had no idea what they were talking about, but it did remind me that we're in the darkest of times for rejoins on this show. So thanks to everybody for being brave through these moments, because I'm preparing my new MacBook. And in the process of doing that, I haven't added any new rejoins, so I'm just playing all the old ones on this. And I got to get through 12 tabs of stuff, and I'm on 4. So this progress is moving slow. A lot of stuff going on these days.
Thank God.
I'm battling the bog monster. I got too many things going on all at once. But we'll have more new rejoins very, very soon. I love when they do these announcements, like Disney's big announcement this weekend, and they announce stuff and they go, Frozen 3 is on the way in 2027, and you're like, 2027? Jesus,
for all
man.
of them.
That's a long
Frozen 3,
time.
Toy Story 5,
Toy Story 5,
Incredible
yeah.
3 in 5 years.
Yeah, a lot of them were pretty far out on the scheduling list, but they had a ton of announcements about stuff like that. And also at the theme parks, as we discussed, probably to compete with Universal Studios, who next year in 2025 is opening a whole ass brand new theme park.
I'm excited, man. It looks cool.
It does look really cool. And I love, and I wonder who copied who or what, but Magic Kingdom is now saying they're going to be launching a Villains Land, and I love that idea. I think that's cool. There's also sort of a Villains Land in Epic Universe, the Universal Studios new theme park that they're going to be opening.
I feel like I need to look more into that because I'm only really excited about Super Mario World.
Oh, that's just the beginning of it. If you go to City Walk, C-Lane, they have a thing right by Margaritaville, this big building you can walk in, and there's an entire model of it.
Oh, really?
Cool.
At the theme park.
Wait, what building?
It's
model building?
It was a gift shop. It used to be a gift shop.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Now it's like the Epic Universe Welcome Center, and they built this augmented reality app where if you take your phone and put it over the little rides, like the miniatures of the rides, it'll show you what the rides will look like.
That's cool.
It's kind of interesting.
They had something similar to that when Islands of Adventure was going to open, and it was like it was something you go into, and it had the preview and stuff, but it was like right next to the Mummy. Your favorite, favorite.
Yeah, that's still a good ride, man. Still to this
It's a trap.
The quotable. It's a quotable ride. How often does that happen? They said Monsters Incorporated is going to be launching a whole section in Disney's Hollywood Studios. There's going to be a Cars section at the Magic Kingdom with more rides there. Villains Land is going to be at the Magic Kingdom. The Tropical Americas at Disney's Animal Kingdom, which will include a Indiana Jones ride. It's basically the same one that they have at Disneyland now, but they're going to revamp the theming on it. And then Encanto is going to have a ride as well on the success of that movie.
I've always wanted to hysterically cry.
They got a Bruno thing there too, I guess. He's the popular one, or you don't talk about him or whatever. And then they're going to change Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, is he popular or do we not talk about him?
Bruno, we don't talk about him. That's the song that went viral off of that whole thing.
I know at least that part.
And they're opening some new lounges, including a Pirates of the Caribbean bar in Walt Disney World, or in Magic Kingdom, I guess I should say.
That's cool.
That could be cool. Yeah, they could do more with that. All right, let's see here. Let's do the final dispatch.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
No, not gonna probably. Today, it's a definitely one. So let's just work in one last dispatch. Rob Kowal talking about tips.
Going back to the no taxing on tips, just curious what your thoughts are. But if you're not paying tax on tips, then you're not paying into Social Security, which means when this generation goes retire, they may not have any or very little.
Yeah,
but maybe this is their way of getting rid of Social Security. Anyway, just wondering, what do you think?
Could be there's conspiracies possibly afoot here. I think they're just doing this to try to buy votes. That's what politicians do. They go, look, if I'm elected, cancer, gone, zapped, it's out of here. And whatever your pet issue is, they're going to tell you they're going to fix it. And do they sometimes? But a lot of times they don't really pay off all the promises that they have on the campaign trail. The stories are all going to have to make the cut today. We are going to get out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, August 12th, 2024. Today I learned this movie right here.
Dirty Dancing.
That's right, Dirty Dancing. Executives of this film, Dirty Dancing, were convinced that the movie would flop. They planned to have the film in theaters for just one weekend, and then they wanted to go right to home video. The film went on to become the first movie to sell 1 million VHS copies, which was a big deal back in the day. Today, Washington State University has a professor. It is called the Taco Bell Distinguished Professorship. It's apparently named in honor of the founder of Taco Bell, who contributed significant financial resources to the university. So there's a guy named Dr. Dogan Gersoy, who is the Regents Professor and Taco Bell Distinguished Professor at his school, the Carson College of Business at Washington
State.
State.
Parking spot or something?
You get some benefits with it, I'm sure. Today, learn blinking is essential to human life. It gives your mind a brief mental rest and helps you focus on your work more. When you open your eyes, it kind of resets the brain. And if you've ever tried to not blink for a long, extended period of time, it gets weird after a while. Gets real weird. There's a kid right now. He may have stopped, but he was doing the longest YouTube stream, and he was up for, last I checked, 140 hours.
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous. Very bad for you. YouTube shut down his stream, last I heard, and then he went over to Kick and he was streaming there, but he had just been up for days and days on end. That is not a good idea. So blink, sleep, do all the things you're supposed to do. And finally, as we get out of here on a lovely Monday when the kids are going back to school, today learn this band right here.
UB40? No, Sublime.
Sublime is correct. This song was originally recorded in 1989, which is old as hell.
Super old. Very, very, very old.
The first version of Bad Fish was recorded in 1989. It's only 8 years younger than me. Ooh, painful to think about. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.